Into the wonderful. Into the wonderful. Into the wonderful. Into the wonderful. Into.
Straight away. We're not messing about today. All lives matter. Please.
Into the wonderful.
People up there at the BBC are the biggest Marxists today. If I can't stand here with an All Lives Matter banner, what state is the UK in today?
Rainbow dildo butt monkey. No, I'm not making it up. I carry my freedom with me wherever I go, even if that's into a police cell. And no one can take that away from me. Yo, I'm Tom Fury, and this is...
Danny Roscoe. What's going on, people?
This is Roscoe and Fury, and I had a big monologue. I was just explaining to Danny, I had a big monologue, because it's been forever. I think it's been about 4 or 5 months, according to YouTube, since we've done one of these. So I had this big monologue to come out with, and instead, and I'm just gonna show you what I saw just before I literally spoke to you that first minute, Danny, and everybody else as well. So just bear with me a second. And we'll share this, and because I do want to obviously come back to what we're going to do, but I just need to. I've still got the window open. Oh yeah, there it is. Hang on a second. Okay, so this is what I saw just before I spoke to you. I'm afraid there's no sound. There's just people shouting, and this is the footage I hadn't seen of Hayton. Now, for anybody that doesn't know, Hayton is a person that goes to Speaker's Corner. She holds pictures up of things with Muhammad on. She's fighting for free speech. She's not a horrible person. We went and filmed her when Tommy went to give her some chocolates after she'd been attacked in October, and she's a Christian, and she's not trying to stick up for Christianity. She's trying to stick up for free speech, and she got stabbed here today. And I'm using someone else's footage, so I'm very, very aware of that. So I'm going to have to stop this. But yeah. So I just wanted to start there, but just that respect, as much as anything else, Danny. Yeah.
Like, I put out a video, and we're all thinking of Hayton because she's a goddess of a woman. She's a woman warrior. Like she goes there and spreads the truth, right? Her truth, the truth. She just spreads truth as free speech would, as free people walking this land. That's what she does, and I respect it. No matter what they put to her, no matter how much they crowd around, and it's always the Muslims. It's not the Jews. It's not the people who believe in the aliens. It's not anyone else. It's just the Muslims, right? Who try and stop her talking, try and stop her. They try to put blasphemy laws onto her in a country where there's not. And obviously, I didn't really want to start this with this today, but you know what? Yeah, I'm calling it out now. Right, I did it on my Telegram. So on Sunday, I'm going to be going down there. I want to see how many people actually stick up for women, for rights, for freedom, for everything that we've been going through now. Because as we know, this all started with flattening the curve over 3 weeks. So if the men out there saying they're gonna protect the country, the home of free speech, which is Speaker's Corner, that is getting attacked daily. And there's a woman that got stabbed. I don't care.
100%.
I'm being down there, and I'll be at risk. If nobody comes down there, I'll be at risk. And I know that no one really cares about anything and whatever. And that's probably the journey done. And I'm putting on everyone, footballers, everyone. I'm putting down there. My face is there. I'm fronting everything. No one else. So if anyone wants to try and call you racist or whatever, I'm the one. You're coming down to support me because I'm probably going to get attacked if I go down there because they dislike me more than anyone else.
Bollocks. We are going down there. We're going down there.
We're
going down there. Right? We're going down there. We don't. And anybody doesn't fucking come on. If you can't fucking fight for this and fight for, how tall is this woman, Danny? You've met her. You've seen her with me.
Maybe 5'1". Maybe 5'1". Like she's very small. Maybe 5. Maybe 5'3". 5'3". I'll say 5'3". She's very small. Not an intimidating person, but she is very intimidating because she has passion like I've never seen.
Yeah,
I've never seen it before.
Fire.
Yeah, but she truly walks with God with her, you know, and it's God's will that she's spreading, and I truly believe that when people have got that, exactly, she's a lovely person. She wouldn't say anything to anyone, but she wants to protect the freedoms of speech and say whatever she wants because she's never disrespectful, not disrespectful. Like she's not going to go out and say, do you know what, blah blah blah. Whatever she does and says, there is a truth behind it, or there's a point behind it. She don't just do things for no reason.
Placards, right? And some of these placards would seem extreme to some people because they're, you know, sexually explicit things with, say, Muhammad in them. But she says herself, she doesn't like that kind of content. It's not for her. She doesn't find it funny. She doesn't like it. It's about the ability to do it.
Exactly. It's about we are free people. We're all free people. Every single one of us. We have the right to say and do whatever we want. And even if it is hatred, if it's enticing hatred, right? You still nobody really has the right to say you can't do that. But there are laws to stop people doing it. There's consequences if you do that. Okay, and that's what she does. She just says. She says what she needs to say because everyone is trying to curtail it, and it's not offensive towards the religion. It's satire. If anything, it's satire. If someone says to me, I can't do something.
Yeah.
Someone says to me, I can't do something, and there's been say Black Lives Matter. If they say I can't mention Black Lives Matter, and every time I do, someone dies, right? Someone gets a head chopped off. Out of principle, you still got to keep doing it because you can't let these type of people change the narrative. You can't let them rule it, so you got to keep doing it, and that's all she's doing. Right. You don't want me to do it, okay? That's fine.
And this is why I think
I've got the right to do it.
This is why I think as well that she needs. I don't want to say protecting because I know she's a sort of strong person, wouldn't want you to do that, but she needs an honor because she's going to come back. She's going to fight, and you know, a man thought it was appropriate to stab. In my eyes, mate, she's about 4'9", but you know,
she's very small.
It doesn't matter her height. The point of it being is, a man saw fit to come and stab a woman. That's fine. And but he's not at Speaker's Corner.
Exactly. It's not we got to go down there to protect Hatton or whatever. No, we got to go down there to protect freedoms of speech. We got to go down there to protect our freedoms, our culture, our history, our honor.
This is the thing. We can't have
one person.
You know, Speaker's Corner has already been hijacked, but at least it's been used for speaking, I suppose, which is something. But you know, this is something else. This is the second time she's been attacked, and
they could.
You know, we whether it's BLM, whether it's Islam, we are losing institution by institution, history by history, whether it's statues, whether it's Speaker's Corner, it's all being ripped away from us. All of it.
They call it Salam Corner now. They call it Salam Corner. Go Google it. Everyone Google it afterwards. Google Salam Corner, see who comes up. Ali Dawa and all these boys. That's what they're calling it. That's because we don't bother going down there, because everyone tries to call us a racist and whatnot. But no, that is just killing our history, our tradition. Karl Marx, for fuck's sake, he was on there. He spoke there. I hate the guy. The guy is my number one enemy, right? If he was ever in a real life situation. Because his values are disgusting and he's a big fat racist, but he spoke there. So this is historical figures have all spoken at Seeker's Corner, which now they call Salam Corner.
What I've just put on screen there, what Bolton's saying there, I saw that with my own fucking eyes. Trying to claim it was a Christian.
They said that before though, didn't they? They said that before and we found out that it wasn't.
Unbelievable.
Doesn't matter who it was. I don't care. It doesn't matter anyway. It doesn't matter even if it was a Christian.
No, I know.
It doesn't matter because freedoms of speech are still being oppressed. Freedoms of speech are still being taken, and there's only one people that taken it.
She wasn't. This is what I was saying on my video, Danny. She wasn't a victim of someone with mental health problems. She was attacked because of who she is and what she's saying. So
yeah,
you can't mistake that. And no, Sunday should be a real show of, wow, look, come on, what fucking motivation do you need? I shouldn't need to give a speech at this moment. I really shouldn't. What motivation do you need to be there?
Exactly.
Speaker's Corner.
This is the thing. Yeah, if nobody wants to turn up, don't turn up. Yeah, but don't expect me to turn on that camera again. Simple as that. Because there's no point. If nobody's really willing to protect anything, then there's no point. I might as well get myself double jabbed, try and survive that, then go off to like Barbados or something.
Forget and I might as well have fucked up. I might as well have fucked off on holiday this year like I wanted to. I might as well have fucked off and done my own work on holiday. I might as well have fucked off and I might as well have fucked this channel off like I was going to.
Exactly. It's principles. We haven't. It's principles we hear and we do what we do. It's principles. But no, if when it comes down to it, if nobody's gonna stand by you or stand behind you or whatever, then there's literally no point because there's no one willing to change anything. We need to do that. We need to go to the Home Office. We need to do a whole lot of stuff that I'm prepared to do and just train wreck my whole life. But I'll do that because it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. It's not.
Don't get me wrong. I'll be proud of every fucking lion that comes with us, that comes and stands. Do you know what I mean? Every single one. Everybody that comes and stands and shows, just shows support. Massive respect. But the time for excuses or
exactly. There's no more time
for
excuses.
Come on, we need to get down there. Angry. It's all right, man. No, it's all right. I was. That's why I said to you I couldn't open the show the way I was going to because it just rocked my fucking head, man. It rocked my head.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go on.
No, you're good. I just said that don't worry about it because this is why I said to you I couldn't do the intro I wanted to. It just rocked my head, man. The whole thing, I just rocked my head and.
Exactly, it's supposed to be such a nice day as well. It's supposed to be a good day.
Man.
We've got to start it on sad news, but you know what? We're fighters. We'll sort this out anyway.
This is what we should be fucking getting used. Well, no, not getting used to it. I never will get used to it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I hope she's okay. From the sounds of it, from what I heard, her injuries were quote minor. So I just hope she's all right. I hope she's okay, and I hope she's not too shaken up.
Injuries are skin deep. It's what goes up in here.
I know. That's what I'm worried about.
You can break that. If we all seen anywhere, and the ferocity of it, that straight out of nowhere, bang, 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 bang. That kills you up there because you never see it coming.
Yeah.
So if it happened once, it can happen 1,000 times. And
exactly.
Hopefully it doesn't.
Exactly. And the biggest fight she'll have is going back there and not letting that get to her. If she shows it or not, it's what's happening inside. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's horrible. It's horrible.
100%.
So good luck to Hayton. I really do hope that she recovers in all ways that she possibly can.
100%. We're with her anyway.
And absolutely. And you, my boy, this time last year, you were talking about doing stuff, and you said, I think I don't know how I'd met you actually. I was trying to work this out today. When was the first time we ever spoke?
It was
I can't remember.
was on a stream. It was two white guys, the black supremacists, and me. I mean, sorry, it was two white guys and two black guys. It was on the Rich Dimon show.
Was that the first time I'd ever actually met you?
Yeah, I didn't even know he's coming on. I got told it was just me.
I didn't know that.
I was having a debate. I didn't even know he's coming on. So when I see like 4 people, I was like, oh,
okay.
Who are these people?
Okay,
so,
right, okay. No,
and then we went.
I didn't remember it like
behind.
that.
No,
I
we
remember
had the WhatsApp
seeing
chat behind it. Then
sorry, go on.
And then we had the WhatsApp chat and started coming. But that's when I first spoken to you. You might have been on VK or something like that, but I didn't really know anything. I was very green, just shout in my mouth like I do.
You were, but you were from the start driven. I think we both knew deep down you'd make it. But I do remember you were actually questioning yourself over doing a YouTube channel and
yeah, remember that.
You know, things like that. And you were really, and fair enough, by the way, because it's a big undertaking, and you figured that out real early. Most people don't. You figured that out early, an undertaking it was.
Yeah.
And you were like, shit, you know, can I do this? Is this the way I want to do this? Is this well, you know? And then I don't know what it was, but about a week later, you went full throttle, and I mean, what a fucking journey! What a journey! And you know, I know some people count success in the amount of people stood in a spot stopping traffic. I don't. And I think the amount of success you've had in getting into the home, getting into the mind, getting to people, and also showing people what real desire and real passion can do. Just one person.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I know it's never just one person, but you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah. And you know, you've gone out, you're taking the bull by the horns. A year later, here you are, and you have and are making a difference. And what fucking journey? How does it does it feel like a year? How quick does this?
It's gone so quickly, and I've gone so fast as well. Because you remember when we're talking, I'm like, oh, I'm doing the Hearts of Oak speech, which was terrible. Come on, it's good to look back on and say don't ever make them mistakes again. But it was terrible. And then from that one, then I did a couple more, and then I went to the BBC 2 months ago, maybe a month ago, or whatever. And it was just natural then to do a speech. So I'm like, right, it's your turn to jump up and do it. When before I'm pacing up and down, I'm sweating out. Tony's giving me loads of water. I'm just like, I can't do it. I
remember,
you know.
Then
I had the Sarah Garvey debate, same thing, stuttering, phoning everyone saying, oh, I messed up. Oh man, I look like a right idiot. And I didn't, you know. And then I just don't think about it.
The Hearts of Oak thing. I remember watching you. And I know what that kind of nervousness feels like because I used to feel it before going on stage. And I was watching you and the way you were looking at your phone, and I could see you were going fucking pale, and I recognized it all. And I so badly just wanted to go over to you and just say a couple of words to you, but it felt rude as well because I didn't know you as well, and and I knew you'd be all right. But at the same time, I felt your fucking pain, you know, because I knew for you it was like the first time, and I was like, shit, you know, I remember what that feels like, and it's scary. It is fucking scary because all you think is you're gonna go on that stage and just lock up, or just go anything.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you went up, you stuttered a bit, put that phone away, and boom, and you've found your fucking rhythm ever since.
Yeah, I think I've done, but it's everyone that's around me as well. I'm always asking like you and everyone else like 101,000 things. So I appreciate everything. But
Same as though with you,
from
man.
there
You
to
taught
here,
me. Sorry, go on.
I say from that point to this point, it's gone so quick. But we've done so much, like literally, like we've just done so much. It's incredible. So all that's good, but it's not a popularity contest. This is not this is, do you know what I mean? This is serious. I'm here for a reason. I'm not, we're not having, we mean you always have fun, so people on the outside can look and say, yeah, look, everyone's having fun there, but it's not.
This is
It's not fun at
1%. This
all.
is one.
It's
This is
hard
1%.
work because
It's
we've got a
camera
cause.
stuff,
Exactly.
isn't it?
Exactly.
This is 1% of it.
Exactly. I'm up till like 1 o'clock most nights, but it's hard work because we've got a cause to do. So we can speak it and get it out there, but we need the people to respond and join us on whatever journeys we're doing or whatever we're doing, because everybody will make certain differences regardless of what it is,
People watch, people comment, so they're there.
Yeah. I have a lot of interaction with all my social medias and that, and every one of them, we have great times on the social medias. It's awesome. It's when I go to when we go to places like Wembley, it was got so much support on socials, and I can understand it as well because it was football and it was whatever. I had so much support there, but I was just hoping to have the visual support. But then afterwards, you think about it, and it wasn't about the visual support anyway. Really, it was about the message. Everything is about the message and what we're doing. And to have me stand there and a random black guy walk past, hang on a minute, I can support that, come behind the banner and let me do a small speech with him standing there taking pictures of him. That's progress, because if we wasn't there, he wouldn't have thought that and then told his mates, and then, they all come on board.
The thing I felt that you did right as well was, I see so many people when they're trying to spread a message, and as I said to you before, much to your distaste and mine, we're part of the entertainment industry, and so to know that, you then got to know that you also have to then understand promotion. And the one thing that people never used to understand when I used to start my channel is why I repeated myself so often. It was because either A, I was live so long that people were going to be new on the channel, or B, because it's another show, it could be another audience. The art of promotion is to repeat, unfortunately. And the good thing with what you did with the Wembley thing is it wasn't boring because it was different every time, but at the same time you were sending the same message. You weren't jerking around with the message.
Yeah.
And that was, I thought, was really, really important. You changed tactics and changed other things, but you kept the message straight. And I've just thought that's, what I feel was missing from a lot of things at times. People try and get too,
get too caught up with certain things, and it's always going to be the same. My message, until I've succeeded and we've all succeeded, and this country is rid of like critical race theory and Marxism and just general race baiters like Dawn Butler and Black Lives Matter and just people like that, and until we can get rid of them out of our society, my message will always be the same, because that's what it is. And I've got to use a lot of people, a lot of the haters are saying, oh, look at you, but I've got to, if I'm opposed to this, and it's bad for me and it's bad for people that I go around and I like and society in general, then why shouldn't we all just speak up? I know it's hard because it's a black issue, but I want business because it's a British issue. It's an English issue.
This is why I said to you the other day that I wanted to do that show with Richard Inman, because I just feel like, hang on a minute, why am I playing this identity politics game? Because I am playing it, but by simply avoiding that subject, which has been thrust upon me. I never looked for that subject. I never looked for the subject of racism. Thankfully, you've taught me to be a better racist.
Always. I'm number one white supremacist here.
But I don't know, follow that up. But yeah, now I can't remember what I was saying. Sorry, I put myself.
You put yourself off now, didn't you?
fuck's sake. Oh, we just lost your sound.
I'm here. You
He's
keep
gone
breaking up
quiet.
a little bit.
Well, you have to
Can you hear
me. Can
me?
people hear him?
Can you hear me? Have I gone offline? I
Can you
don't
guys
think
hear
so.
him? Oh, well, there you go. Okay. Oh, sort of coming in now.
It's your street. Your one's not. Right? Can we have a 1 in the comments if you can hear me, and a 2 if you can hear Tom? I think he's gone. Now Tom's frozen, so we can. Oh, you're back.
Yeah, you can hear him. Okay, something's going wrong. My end.
Yeah, people can hear me, so it's you. Anyway, right. So what I was basically saying is my message of Marxism, of fighting Marxism, is stronger because obviously, Black Lives Matter and the media try to portray that all black people will support it. So it's important I'm coming and standing out because I'm opposed to it, and people can see I'm opposed to it, and then people will be like, why isn't he on any media? And only we've got pro Black Lives Matter, pro critical race theory, and all that. And in September, there's going to be in the UK critical race theory lessons. It's going to be part of the sex education stuff and all that kind of stuff. So it's important that we've all got enough facts, and you can't really get the facts by not doing what you want to do, not doing what I'm doing now. I mean, because I need to spread this message. I need to spread it and show how bad critical race theory is, and how bad Marxism is, and how much China is affecting everything that we've got now. Because at the end of the day, everyone's saying about George Soros funds Black Lives Matter. But if you look at Black Lives Matter and what they stand for, it's destabilizing the West, doing the nuclear family, making sure that the men are more feminine, making sure that females can run a whole household. All of this is what China is looking at. So if you look at the BRA, the Belt and Road Initiative, something like that, China wants to make sure that all the economy comes to the East. So by destabilizing the West, the economy will work. This is what's going on now. And they're getting another 1 billion Chinese people because you can have another child. And also they are making the men more manly by beefing them up a bit and sending some people to special armies. So I'm saying China's behind Black Lives Matter. China is in cahoots with Soros because it's a win-win situation for all of them. And this is what we've all got to start looking at why is this happening, why this Marxist ideology has been going through here for the last 30 years. And there's a guy called Yuri. Are you back, Dom?
Yeah, I'm listening. Sorry.
All right, and there's a guy called Yuri. Is a Russian guy, Yuri something or other. I'll find it and I'll put it on my Telegram. But he's an ex-KGB spy, and he says everything that's gone on now. So if you look back to the 1940s to today, you will see everything he has said, apart from the final one, which is we are telling you what type of life you're going to live, which is what we're living through now. So that's why it's important that I fight all of these bits, because they just want you to focus on black versus white. No, black and white unite. Where is this coming from? The cause of it. That's what we've got to fight.
This is what I've been trying to say to certain people, is that by playing this fucking game, you're playing right into their game. Because like Chinese culture is something that is difficult to understand, like Islam is in a way, in as much as they got this thing about saving face, yeah, and it's more than just a phrase. It weaves into their mindset, and unless you really look into it and try and understand it from their point of view, you won't understand it. But especially and they also remember, and from their point of view, they've been slapped in the face many times, and they will save face, and so anything they do wrong that we try and take any action over will require them to save even more face. I mean, it's a game where it has to erupt. They got spies all over. We know this, it was proven. They got spies all over London. There's spies everywhere.
The first thing I would have done, was shut China out. As soon as Black Lives Matter has started to grow, I'd have shut China out. Why do you think they stopped the Huawei stuff? They're saying about the Huawei stuff. Now, we was bang on the Belt and Road Initiative, and what China does is they acquire land, they give you lots and lots of money, and then of no interest, then they hike up the interest. You can't pay it. They take the land back for 50 years, and they've got the main part of the construction. So China wanting to do the HS2. Imagine China getting the HS2, giving Boris Johnson all the money to pay for what we're in now, all that money, and then we can't pay it back. And then they take our major infrastructures. They say, we don't just want the HS2 line, we want the whole of London, right? So you're giving that for 50 years back to China. Imagine that. So that's why the Huawei deal, that broke down, because they were like, no, you're not going to have access to our telecom system when you are actively wanting to take down the countries around us and around Europe. So the first thing I would have done is I would have said, like they did with the Russian spies, they said, with the Nokichov, you're chucking you out, we're dispelling you. Why haven't they done that to all the Chinese ambassadors and everyone direct from the CCP?
No,
because they're in on it.
Yeah, they're actively. I mean, there's people as well that have lived in China, whether they be people who had Chinese parents, went back, or whether they be Westerners that went to live there, fell in love with certain aspects. Of all of them have left. All of them are being watched just because they've been living in China, and
yeah, for sure.
All of them are saying that, especially in the last 5 years, it's become intolerable over there. Especially in the last 5 years, like China's gearing up, in every way, including with its citizens, including with the rights, everything. It's gearing up, and this is why these people have left. They've seen it with their own eyes, up close. They are now followed. They get these strange phone calls, and all they've ever done is lived in China. They've not been political in any way, and they get these strange phone calls, either saying they've won something, or and because they're smart enough, they kind of work out who it is, and they say something, and the phone gets put down. I mean, just crazy stuff, and that's just someone who's lived there. Not done anything political, not.
China's got cities. China's got about 90 cities that can hold 1 million people each, right? They've got these cities. Nobody lives in there now because they're ready for the expansion. If you look now, there is not one poor family left in China. So all the cheap manufacturing goods, where they're coming from now? That's coming from Africa, because China has brought, with Tedros, Ethiopia, and all these type of places. So now you're getting the cheap labor skills from Africa. And if you're going to notice soon, it's going to be the CE mark is going to be made in Africa. 100%.
They're making all the moves. Where they're going. They're making all the right moves.
Exactly, and this is just to push it up. They've got the land and sea of Sri Lanka, of the port land of Sri Lanka, because they couldn't pay the debts. There's a lot of stuff that China's doing that people are not really understanding, and the most dangerous bit about the whole of the China situation is Joe Biden, because he's a sell agent with him, and if he's not, Hunter is. That's the most dangerous part of it. And you've noticed it now. You've seen it all now. They're trying to take the fuel away from Russia. They're trying to take everything away from Russia and bring China in. They themselves should take away, they should kick China out as well. But they're not. They're very, very, very... Go on.
No, go on. So I was going to go
they're in bed with the CCP, the whole Biden administration.
Well, so I was going to go segue to as in China being potentially responsible for the position we're in now. I wanted to play you a couple of clips. The second one I cut too short, and there was some really deep things said on there, but I did because I was worried about copyright. But nevertheless, I just wanted to play you these couple of clips together. They're not complete. The first one, for people who don't know, the UFC Ultimate Fighting Championship, it's last I knew, it was a $4 billion business. It's becoming very mainstream. Dana White's its president. And Douglas Murray, people know Douglas Murray is best-selling author, fucking genius and whatever else. And this is in respect to the global bastard, and we've got to go past that subject. Unfortunately, everyone, I'm sorry, but we will try and pass it quick. We've got to pass this subject, but this is in respect to something I hadn't thought about until February, when I was finding people, middle class people, who were saying they were quite happy to have this reset, and then I heard a couple of other people saying how this was a holiday, and I thought, nah, that's not really what people think. Anyway, so with that in mind, pick one. I'll play them together.
I don't know. I've never seen anything like it. It's blowing my mind.
Play.
You know what? Everybody.
Yeah, it's playing.
Playing.
It was playing.
Is it playing?
It was, not now.
I can't see.
I don't know. I've never seen anything like it. It's blowing my mind. But you know what? Everybody that's slowing down, everybody that is afraid, or whatever their reason is for not wanting to get back to work, not wanting to, to run their business, not wanting to get back to normal and full capacity. I'll run you all over. I'll run you over.
Right, and that's
in particular I mentioned in the column, is this very strange early warning sign we already have of the extraordinary opprobrium that's being shown to anyone who is sort of wanting to get back out there. There's a deep sniffiness in the air, particularly in Britain, a sort of sniffiness of the people wanting to get back out there, particularly, and I think this is one of the most unsettling things, the deep sniffiness about young people wanting to get back out there. And I think this in particular is quite wrong and must be resisted.
Is it something that's getting worse? Because, I mean, I think there's always been a sort of undercurrent of suspicion of fun in Britain. We sort of came from Puritanism, after all. And I suppose from what I got from your piece is that perhaps what's happened is we're reverting to what we were before, which is a nation of people who don't really trust people being outdoors and enjoying themselves. We're suspicious of public pleasure.
Yes, that's right. I always think of that great H.L. Mencken quote about Puritanism. He defined Puritanism famously as the sneaking fear that someone somewhere was having fun. There's a great streak of this in Britain, always has been. And I think it's been exacerbated in the last year because although we may not have the Puritan religion, we have the version of it that replaces God with the NHS, for instance.
Okay, so I hope the sound worked better for you than it did for me.
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay, good, because I couldn't hear a damn thing. You weren't playing none of it to me. So, but I know what they were anyway. So your take. What do you take away from what?
It's literally what we've been. It's what's happening now. You know, people have been pitted against each other. Okay, so you've got everything. Black Lives Matter coming through the middle of a pandemic is not coincidence. It was there to show how much a certain parts of society would take ridiculousness and stuff like that. Anyway, so they're telling you to choose a side, right? So everyone's chosen the side that they belong in because everyone wants to be safe and everyone believes the news and whatnot like that. So it's inevitable. The more we go on and the further we go, the bigger the side gets. But then they say, right, so now you're on our side, just say it's vaxxed versus unvaxxed, right? But now a lot of people who are getting the C are vaxxed. So now they're using a new narrative by saying, do you know what? Let's see if I can actually actively lie to someone and they'll believe me because we've infected their brain. So they say it's a good thing you're getting it because it proves that the vaccine works because it's not perfect. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. And people are swallowing that up. So with Dana White saying, do you know what? At the end of I'm not sure what side he was on, to be fair. If he was on for open,
he was saying he doesn't understand. He said at the end, I'll run you over, meaning I'll be in business whilst you're sitting on the fucking sidelines. Get your asses back to work.
Yeah. So it needs him to say, we're going full speed ahead. But there's going to be thousands of people against
Dana
that,
White
saying that
got
he's a dangerous one.
Dana White got. He was the first person to get a sporting event back. First person, I think, to get a full attendance crowd. He was the first to do a lot. Him and Eddie Hearn were the first to do a lot.
Yeah, but by doing that, by having that attendance crowd, and by doing whatever, he's just doing what normal people are doing.
And he would have had it. And he would have had it earlier, like because he set up something called Fight Island in Abu Dhabi. So they had this island just for fighting, so it was secure from the COVID. I mean, he did the works. They pulled out everything to make sure the sport kept going. And he had this Fight Island, which was a fantastic idea, and he came up with it in such quick time. And yeah, they did everything, and then, but it was nearly never happened because somebody in the government, I can't remember who, tried to shut it down, and because it didn't look good. So for about the first, I don't know, month or so, he was federally shut down. And he couldn't do anything.
This is the thing as well about the last stuff. People are saying, "Oh, it's all coincidental. Everything's coincidental, and whatnot." But it never is coincidental. But I don't know how people are going to get back to live in society for free, and I don't think that we're ever going to. And I think this is again part of the government's plan to restart society, because it's going to sound a bit crazy, right? To restart a society because it's not going the right way. So if it drives us to the mountains and the woods and everything, and we start our own new society, in effect, you've got to then integrate that your new society into this one. But we wouldn't have no money. We wouldn't have anything like that. We'd just be bartering everything, and we'd be living without a strict capitalist situation. So I think that's what they want to be trying to do in a long run. And I mean, in like 50, 60 years, because they know that carbon, all that kind of stuff is not sufficient. We're not sufficient doing what we need to do. So they need to try to restart. And that's what, the Great Reset, but I reckon it's restart, not even reset.
I think the funny thing is I've heard reset used in various ways recently. One is the Great Reset, obviously. Two is the middle class people that I spoke to, not all middle class, but the middle class people that I spoke to said this was a bit of a reset for them. And then there's my idea of a reset, which is get those cunts out of Westminster and get those police out, those TSG uniforms, and replace them with people prepared to do the right job.
But again,
which is a bit different because I don't want to destroy the system. I just want to reset it.
I don't want to destroy the system. I'm not one of them types that are going to be doing it. But if the system's not working for the people how it's supposed to, and it's only working for the elites, then it has to be taken down somewhat, or it needs to. If you just reset it, then you can't. It's impossible because people ain't going to part with their money. So you're always going to have that hierarchy, and the capitalist situation. They'll buy all the food, and then they'll still have all the money, kind of thing. So I think it needs to be. It really needs to be reset into something slightly different, just a little tweak on it.
This new normal stuff, I didn't realize. I watched this Katie Hopkins video today, and I didn't realize how much it was getting to people. But she's had some kind of bad luck recently, and she was reading out these letters, and I won't go into them because they are very depressing. But there's a lot of people on the very edge at the moment because they cannot believe the world around them at the moment is real. It's and I hate to use this fucking analogy, but it's like Neo waking up in the Matrix and being puking and that. They're having this visceral reaction to the world that is suddenly around them. It's from their point of view.
Yeah, but imagine waking up in a world where you're like, it's just this country. And then you go to America and they say the same taglines and they say the same stuff.
Yeah.
Even New Zealand, that woman, the horsey looking one, I think she's the Prime Minister was saying, she was talking about ramping up. Now, ramping up is an English word. It's an English-British expression. So they wouldn't be using that in New Zealand. They'll be using like an Australian version, something a bit more funky. But she was using the words ramping up. Biden was used build back better. if you look at every single country, they all have the same words, ideas, and strategies. If it's not protecting the NHS, it's protecting the elderly. It's all the same. So imagine you saying, okay, cool, it's this country, but everyone's doing the same moves at the same time. You've got to be strong to take that, because there's an attack. This is when people like David Icke are talking about Tony Blair's going to be the prime minister of the world. You're like, that's a bit crazy. Now, yeah, I think they're looking for the one World Health Organization and the one World Health Economy. Then capitalism dies, because you're not going to be trading, because everything's the same.
I think there's a lot of clues. If you look at the way Europe has behaved since we left. If you look at the way it's behaved about many things, its agenda is so clear. More so since we left. It's again, everyone's becoming brazen. It's like they know something we don't, like they've already won, because they're either really clumsy or really brazen. And I'm not, perhaps I'm not prepared to put money on which, but yeah, you've got to admit.
Yeah, they've all gone to the G7 summit, right? They've all gone to the G7 summit, or the G9, whatever it's called. And Boris Johnson said, "Look how I've got control of the British citizens. Let's all have a barbecue and we won't social distance, right?" And I guarantee you, as soon as I bring out the vaccine word, everyone will shut up about it. What happened? Oh, they would change it after all that. Oh, we're going to put it to a lower age category. All the people were raving about it, and it just makes us, who they're calling an anti-vaxxer, when I'm not an anti-vaxxer at all.
I know.
Well, but so when did that become relevant, right? Because someone I see something
because
on
as
Facebook
soon as
saying,
anti something, because these labels are quick to stick. And
yeah, but I've
they
refused 3 flu jabs. I've had it come through because of
all,
my work.
It's all a propaganda that I think in the psyche of the British is wrapped around the world wars. I think there's a connection that is being made there.
Yeah, but it's all around. That's not.
It's not.
Bollocks. It's not, because it's all around the world. As I said, if you look at every single country,
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying the way it's implemented here.
But everyone's an anti-vaxxer.
Oh yeah. Whichever way it's spun. But
it's not.
That's global. That's global. But what for me gave me a little bit of, for the first time, an uplift was yesterday when I saw the fucking police taking their helmets off in Italy and walking with the protesters. When I suddenly realised, holy shit, that's one country, that's 2 countries, that's 3. I don't know how many countries I saw in the end, but there was one country after another popping up, and then one city after another popping up, even in America. And
Kuwait
I was blown away.
Well.
I've never seen anything like it. Sorry?
Kuwait had a lockdown.
Iceland. Iceland. I've never seen anything like it. And that gave me a little bit of hope, because now the chips are on the table, and as much as if people will follow it up, then they've made themselves clear, I think, doing it globally.
But why do you think? I'll ask you one question, Tom. Sorry to cut you off, but it's important for that.
Yeah.
Why do you think all these people are invading or allowed to invade our country? Why do you think this is?
Well, because I've always looked at it from the point of view is that they want to destroy this country as is.
That's what they want us to look at it as. But I'm going to tell you now, if you imagine that these people, a lot of them are rich and whatnot, and they've come in under the disguise of fighting age men. Imagine these people are the ones that are going to replace us working in the supermarket, the big supermarkets, in the Amazons, in all the warehouses and stuff. So when they're getting rid of all the people who won't take the vaccine, okay, they've automatically got these people, because where are they? They disappeared. As soon as they're in the country, they disappear somewhere. They're not in any town that I know that anyone has
to me, it's like they're carving people up into identity sections, so that when the communist regime falls, they can just erase section by section as and when they feel.
Exactly.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah, because these people in there, they could well be fighters, right? And they could well be people who they might be all doctors and that, and they're just told to wear scruffy clothes. We need to get you in the country. We need to make sure that they think that we're getting invaded, so they will start fighting each other. And then once we chuck them out, because they won't be vaccinated or whatnot, once we chuck them out, we've got nice little jobs for you. We've got houses for you. You're going to be in the community, and they're all going to starve to death.
I do think we're so fucking easily divided, Danny. I mean, I know that people have their own self-interests, and I know that but whatever fucking excuse you can make. Yeah, people in this country. Like, I compare us to the French, and I tell you what, whatever you say about the French, and I've got a lot to say about them, they know how to do the solidarity thing. I mean, look at their police force; they are violent motherfuckers, and they know what they're risking. They know how to do the solidarity thing. We really struggle. We really struggle, and I don't understand why.
Because our men have been feminized, and it's disgusting that they've done it. Do you remember a few years back? It was more than a few years back. I think I was about 21 when I first see a guy with one of them side satchel things, yeah. And then I see guy liner. People were wearing guy liner. They're trying to feminize guys. I must have been about 20. I must have been about 21 or 22. Now, but that was the start of it. That was the start of it. So once you start feminizing guys, and then guys think that girls want men that are more feminine, then they start doing that. You start going through
and they also get the girls to want that. They get them to want it, like through fashion and shit.
And now you look at it, and now I guarantee you, now you look at it now, and all the single girls out there, all they want is men. Right? They don't want these type of people that say. So someone was talking to me. Check this out. Someone was talking to me about their experience on the dating site. Right? One of my pals. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, how is it going through lockdown and all that kind of stuff? And they said the worst thing was someone said to her, "Do you want to be in my bubble? Do you want to be in my bubble?" That was like after a little while of chatting. That was like serious. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, they're all like that. And I was like, do you know what I mean? It's absolutely ridiculous. Why are men feeling it's acceptable to say, do you want to be in my bubble? That's not a man thing. So
what the fuck?
It's absolutely crazy.
What the fuck?
Imagine that.
What's the point?
Well,
why?
If you I don't. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Look, I meet a girl, right? I'm liking her, yeah. I think she's all right. I ain't worrying about no fucking bubble or nothing. Just what the fuck? Sorry, but sorry everyone, but you know what I mean?
That's where it got to, and that's the feminization of men. That's why the government's happy, and the government feels like it won't get a revolt. Now,
by the way, every 100 that's not years, me saying I'm desperate to get in everyone's pants. My point being is, if I like someone, I like someone. Oh, that's not going to enter my head. That's not going to enter my head.
It's not. I was absolutely shocked. Wow. What kind of people are walking the earth? But but we're not ready to revolt anyway, and the government knows it because they feminized the man. If it was, we would have revolted by now, because it's 120 years.
But that's what I keep thinking. That's what I keep thinking. Is that, and that's what worries me.
Parliament's gone out. Parliament's on their summer holidays, but when the revolt normally happens, if you look at Guy Fawkes, that was when they were opening Parliament. So if people stop them coming into Parliament, old traditional laws, and if they stop you, if you stop the politicians going in Parliament, and if someone can get in there and take the mace from the House of Parliament, it's the people's Parliament. I'm just saying that, just the same as that when they went into the Capitol building, they went straight into the great big office thing, and they declared it the People's Court. It's the people's. Once you're in there, once your foot's in there, once we've got the mace that's sitting there, you pick it up. Remember Jonathan Ashworth? He took it, didn't he? He said courts. He said the House of Parliament's adjourned or something, and he went to steal it and take it out, and that would have abolished the Parliament for that that session or whatever. It's all traditional. It's all traditional. That's all we've got to do. I'm not saying that we all should. I'm not saying we should all go to Parliament and that, but you know,
no.
If there are ways and means of using your rights and revolting. What if you just chained them shut and just kept doing it, or kept being a nuisance? That's what
something more than I don't know. I just feel like okay, me and you weren't going to go on these freedom marches, right?
Yeah.
And I think if you're anything like me, because of the nature of the way that it's changed and some of the meanings changed, it's why I've entertained some of it. There was something I saw the other day though on this. I don't know if it's from the last march, and you got these people there, and it's like Freedom Day's passed, whatever that was supposed to mean, and they're allowed out, and it's a beautiful summer's day, and they're standing there with these silly costumes on, sticking their asses at the police, saying you stick your fucking mask up your ass and the rest of it. And I'm like, but you don't have to wear a mask. You don't. It's like, where the fuck were you? February, March, April. These particular group of people. I mean, you wouldn't miss them. Do you know what I mean? Where the fuck? Wow, you've gone out after you're allowed to, and now you're going and giving the police shit. You're an asshole.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Sorry,
I think that's why right about now that the Metropolitan Police, and they're probably watching this or they're going to watch it on the replay, are so hot on it, because I've always said, just give me 50 men, proper men, and we'll sort something out. Because I went to that Freedom March, and we got kettled in 3 times, but all 3 times there were people either side of the protest of the police, and then the police were in the middle. So loads of times we had the numbers. If we wanted to push them out, and we wanted to claim Parliament ground as sovereign, which is as our ground, and you're not coming in, we had enough people there to do that. But I heard Glenn
on one of the videos, and I'm not going to repeat what he said, but he was saying the right thing, and it was like that, that's what we're missing.
But this is where we're getting to. Yeah, this is where we're getting to, and I don't mean to speak about Glenn, but it's not bad. But Glenn's been there and he's done the protesting. Yeah,
100%.
So we're doing the protesting, not me and you, but there's new sides of people all the time coming through and whatnot. But he's got to come back out and say, no, you're not doing it correctly. I've got to now come back out
100%,
when I would always stand on the street, because I know Glenn
we always used to hold the line. If nothing else, if we didn't strike out, we would hold the line. Yeah, that's one thing that we would do, and it used to work. But
exactly. But that's what I'm saying.
It didn't work, we'd go down without, but.
I'm glad he's back. I'm glad he came yesterday, because he told them what it was about. He showed a few people what it's about. But these
and I don't want to put anything on
marches,
Glenn like he wasn't organising nothing. So anybody wants to jump on Glenn, all I'm saying is he said the right things.
He's got the right to protest, he's got the right to protest like anyone. If anyone wants to put anything on anyone, they're just stupid, because it's stupid. He's come out and protest like everyone else. It's all about democratic rights.
Defend himself.
So, he's an idiot. But that's what I'm saying.
And he took plenty of truncheons, for that. So,
and there's people, and there's kids out there that wouldn't do half the stuff. And this is where we're getting to. This is why, if we had 100 real men ready to do stuff, I think the Metropolitan Police would be shook of me every time I come on, and I came with the same people all the time, every single demo. I think they would act differently, because they're not. It's not strong to come out with your truncheon. It's not strong. All we need to do is buy a body armor. I've got a body armor. Should I bring my body armor to my next one? Then what are the police going to do then? It's not illegal to wear body armor. So why are we not saying, we need 20 people to be the front line to wear the armor, because you're going to get the hits. But you're going to start pushing people back, and then people behind you, like Spartans do, the people behind you push forward, and you just go up as a unit. Why not? Why are we not? I don't know.
Listen. I thought about why aren't we carrying things that could not be misconstrued in any way as weapons, but could be used for defense against bands, and
I'm allowed
then
to shield.
form that fucking shield wall. You know,
Yeah, I'm allowed to walk around with a
simple.
shield. It's
Okay,
no
and
law to say.
okay, they'd work it out in a little while, but it's a tactic for one day. You know,
They
and
couldn't work nothing out
why
because they're
why
stupid.
aren't we trying this stuff? And I don't know much about street warfare, so I'm not going to try and pretend to know shit I don't. But there's certain simple stuff I see that we don't even try.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. The good thing about the one on Monday, they had the air raid siren, and every time the air raid siren, it was the men to go on the something was kicking off, right? The TSGs were coming down, and it worked because it got the men to the same area, right? So
this is what we need. That's what we
then the
need.
wall
Call to
was
arms.
yeah, and then there was a wall formed, but then that was it. There was no pushing them back until they turn around and they retreat themselves because it's so hot, or they want a fag break or whatever. And then the people start chasing them because they think that the cameras are going to show the protesters chasing them. But no, it would be better to show you pushing them back as a unit. You just walking into them. They can take out. If me and you are close battling, you can't swing a baton. That's how close you need to be. So close they can't swing a baton. They can pull you, they can do what they want, but they can't swing a baton. And then they're out. They're out of the game.
Do you know what I've seen them do the most is either throw a punch at distance that someone doesn't know is coming, or they violently push you in the neck that you don't see coming, and it gives you whiplash.
That's what he tried to do to me. I was doing the filming, and one guy pushed me into my shoulder, and like that. It kind of triggered me.
You've got to be ready.
No. But I was like,
got to be ready. They'll strike out.
Yeah, I was like coming up to him saying, I'm not scared of you, though. I don't understand it. Come on, we'll do it now. I'm not scared of 12, 15 of TSGs. We'll do it now, because at the end of the day,
if you're new to these things, don't assume because you're stood there doing the right thing or being peaceful or whatever else. Don't assume they won't do it to you. You need to have your body and everything ready, balance everything, because there's every opportunity that they'll do it to you. They don't give a fuck come that 100%. Point, do they, Danny?
100%, 100%. I've just spotted something on here as well. Right, Dantin and Wyatt.
We've got Voice of Wales on here with us tonight.
Dantin Wyatt said we're not answering questions, so let's do a few of these questions in there. Is there
listen. It's Voice of Wales on as well. Because I was gonna ask them if they wanted to join us tonight, and I think they were going to, but I don't know if they're around or not. But I also said, well, we get some questions in, so go for it.
Let's do something. This Dantin anyway. Why I want to know about South Africa, but at the end of the day, South Africa is South Africa. Well, I'm going to tell you something about South Africa. Actually, right? That's the apartheid. This is what's going to happen here. And I spoke to one of my Sikh friends, and he did a little camera piece and whatnot. And it's true what he says, because what's going to happen in South Africa is happening here. Whereas you give somebody the whip hand now, the blacks and whites are supposed to live in perfect harmony. So then once you give the blacks in South Africa the Marxist equity, okay, which means you're going to now be your outcome. Equity of outcome, right, is going to be the same as the white South Africans. So now what they're doing is they've been doing it for about a decade, probably now. They've been taking the white South Africans' land. They've been raping, murdering, everything that the white South Africans did to them. Okay, they've been doing it back. So this dividing everything doesn't work. But what's essentially going to happen is the white South Africans are going to go out, and I hope a lot of them do claim asylum here, because a lot of them are very knowledgeable.
They're close to being wiped out.
Yeah, they are. There is a huge genocide going on, but they will leave that land. They will leave that land to the black South Africans, and then it will be ruined. Probably 20 years, maybe half a century.
I agree.
The land will be wiped out because they won't know what to do with it. The government will just take all the resources and run off somewhere.
And they'll probably end up in territorial wars over it.
Yeah, for sure. Until at the end of the day, they'll kill themselves out. And that's what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
Because there's an equity system for black people. I should be happy about this because I could probably walk into a bank, rob it, and not get away and get away with it if I got caught. But it's not right and it's not just, because we shouldn't be using it against white people versus black people. You know, I feel for the white English people right about now, because especially the children, because they are disproportionately being affected by neglect, because everything's going towards black people or trans babies or gay babies or whatever. They're getting ignored. And this is where it's going to come down in the next 20 years. Is what's going to, where are the white English people going to be when the kids are growing up in the 20 and they're very, very, very angry because his mate, for no reason, just because he's black, has got a lot more than him. If we don't have the war now, the war will be in 20 years.
That black people are a minority, and so it doesn't matter, and all this stuff. Which
you can be the minority.
I don't know if that's true when it comes global. I don't know if it. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if that comes true globally. So,
no, black people. I think black people are a minority globally.
Am I wrong to say that I feel like, among many other things that have been set up for the kill, I feel that obviously we've overcompensated and other things, but no, it's more than that. There is a target going on the white man's forehead for whatever reason. It's been kind of doing it for a while, but before it was a little bit wishy-washy. Now I feel like it's zoning in, and it's like a snipe. They're looking to, at the moment, I feel like they're looking to kill off white people, and white people are in a state of confusion because they don't know. Like, if you ask a white person what white culture is, nobody could answer. Nobody left of far right could answer you very easily, and it's a problem. And that's because it's been beaten out of them, and you know.
Yeah, it has.
And I don't really think we think about culture in white. We think about it in culture.
What white culture? There's no such. There's no. I don't even think
we think about white culture. I think we just think about English culture.
Yeah, and English culture is by default white culture. That's the way I look at it. That's why I did the British History Month, because Black history in England is British history. Right, at the end of the day, you can't divide between that type of stuff. But I don't think there's going to be a whole huge genocidal outcome, and the white people are going to get eroded, because I think black people in the whole world, I think they're the minority anyway. But what's happening is they're giving dumb ass people who have got a culture of being hard done by, living in negativity. We call it a victimhood kind of era. So if you start giving them everything and then they demand more, and then you start giving them everything, I think that's where it will go. And then kind of, I think everything's made to separate everyone. The white people will have their own communities. They'll start having their own. It will start going back to you have your own economies, and you know, you've got the black economy, you can have the white economy, you have the Chinese economy. I think that's the way they're trying to just group people. I don't think they actually like a multicultural society. I think they realise somewhere in the world, not just in the UK, in the world, that there's too much multiculturalism. You can't have multiculturalism. You've got to have integration. You know, you can't have so many cultures in one area. You've just got to integrate the people. But with South Africa and everyone else in Africa, it shows how Marxism and socialism doesn't work, because someone said on there the same thing happened in Rhodesia and Zimbabwe 30 years ago, and it is exactly the same. You know,
the thing is, though, Danny, like the average person doesn't realise that the same Marxism and culture Marxism and stuff like that we talk about and we worry about, they don't realise this stuff exists there in that way. They think it's just turf wars and that's that, you know.
Yeah. But you got to, if you don't learn from history, then there's no point of even subscribing to history. That's my opinion of the whole historical facts of things. But you can see Africa, right? Africa is built on communism, socialism, and Marxism. All different parts of it were under some type of rule. You know, Russia tried to take over Africa, didn't work. China's the only people who are taking it, who are actually taking over and actually making it work. But that's all communism, and that will all be the Chinese pound. You know, they tried the socialists, Idi Amin, and who's the other one, Robert Mugabe, and all them type of people. They were 100% socialists, socialism, Marxist, and they took all the money, they took all the resources, and they just kept it for themselves, and they made sure that their people were poor. And this is all that's going to happen. You're just going to run out the white people. I know so many white people that say, do you know what? I don't care about England no more, because the ministers and everything are not caring about us. So we're happy to go to Spain. We're happy to go to Italy. We're happy to go to all these majority white countries.
I've been that guy. I've felt like that. I feel like that, and I'm not even white. Do you know what I mean? I feel like, oh my God, how do people feel? How can this attack be on? How can it be so anti-white? I call Femi on Twitter. So, isn't it, right? So
I say you're anti-white.
That, right? Can you
100%
repeat that for me? It is anti-white, yeah. It's not much. If I say that, I'm called a paranoid Nazi.
Yeah, but it's not. You can't. It's the agenda is anti-white, because everything is against white culture, white people, or white traditions. You name me one thing. They're not taking down Cecil Rhodes' statue because of anything black, right? Because if you're going to take down Cecil Rhodes' statue, then you need to take out all the Chinese, because the Chinese are complicit with slavery. Yeah. So if you're going to do that, if you're going to say about if you're going to say about you want to live in a free society, and it's not about communism or anything like that, well, why are we not taking wars against China? Why are we not getting wars against people like that? And I know that someone said about what happened with the Royal Navy going over to China, because we've got an aircraft barrier down in Japan, and they're scared. With the British Navy are scared that the Chinese are going to try and take that for their attack on Taiwan, or their attack on Japan, or something like that. So that's why they've got more people going down there, because
the Australians are really worried. There's been a lot of activity that's been pushing their military as well. And but China have told us basically that we need to understand what like a systemic threat they are. I mean, that is a threat.
Yeah, exactly. It's 100%. They are 100% aggressors, and they're going on the backs of this dividing stuff, this demoralizing.
They're saying they'll destroy our country from top to bottom.
Well, they destroyed it, didn't they? Because they're bringing in anti-white stuff. You can't say anti-white, and I've said it about 12,000 times. I've got a top that says Black and White Unite, and nobody else really excited about being called Nazis. Now this is what it's like.
What about the pause? Black and White Unite tops. How much are these? Where can we get them from?
You can get a Black and White Unite tops from this. There's an email on my Telegram. It's an email. Basically, I haven't got a store or anything. Right, I'm doing it from my back bedroom.
Oh, Danny.
Right. So what I'm doing is these wonderful T-shirts. Loads of people have got them already. Black White Unite.
I want one.
Black White Unite. I'll get you one, Tom. Don't worry. These are £29. And the T-shirts I think are about 20 quid, but it's basically I'm just trying to do stuff to help me get more into what I need to do and not be working 24/7, because I do 15, 20 hours.
For people that don't know, right? I just want to say this, right? And if I'm saying too much, Danny, just stop me at any moment. Danny has a full-time job. Danny works his ass off and fits this in, and does this till ridiculous time in the morning. He doesn't have much else outside. I mean, he's got a life. That's the point. He's got a life, yeah? And he doesn't get to live much of it. So if he's making or getting money doing this, it's so he can divert more time to this. And that's it. He's not a fucking grifter. He's none of those things. This is a guy working his fucking ass off. But that prevents him from doing the best job that he can.
Oh yeah, it's not grifter, because it's capitalism. Do you know what I mean? I'm selling these to enable me to do something else. But yeah, I just do what I do. But I just right about now we're getting to that stage where I need to be a little bit more active in doing what I'm doing. But anyway, that's my drama. I don't want to speak about all that stuff. Just if you want to buy it,
how often when over the last year, how often when you've done something afterwards? I'm asking as well for selfish reasons because I know how I feel about things. Afterwards, how many times have you felt great about it, and how many times has it taken a while for you to feel anything good about it? Because I don't know, maybe you walked away feeling shit. I don't know if you like me or not, but I always go away from anything I do feeling, well, that was shit. That was not even worth anything, and it may take me a while before I go, that was actually not too bad.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm the same because I'm too hypercritical of myself. You know, if I don't get that instant impact that I want in my head, I'm gonna do this, that, and the other. Like Wembley, right? I had this incredible, you know, we were walking down 20,000 strong, right? Anything less than 22,000 people, I was going to be disappointed with, right? That's in my head, right? And even till like a few weeks afterwards, I think it's all right. People ask me, how's Wembley? It's all right. It did. I got my banner where I needed it to be, so that's fine. When I went to this thing on Monday, right? Honestly, I've never known as many people know who I am from Scotland, from Newcastle, from Liverpool. It wasn't just one or two people. Like normally, one or two people recognize me and can over the selfie, yeah, bam, bam, bam.
This
I was
medium
getting
is
pulled left,
very
right, and center.
powerful. Even if we don't get loads of views, people share. This medium is very powerful.
That's what Wembley was. You know, people weren't. I didn't have a big visualizing, but people must have been watching because I was getting pulled left, right, and center to have an interview, to have talks, to have
got
this
out there somehow. So it's got to
and
be
I realized it
sharing
was effective.
Yeah. So you did it, and people took to you, Danny. You could see that people took to you. You know, you were passionate and everything else, but nobody took you as, not that I saw, nobody took you as an aggressor. They were getting behind you, and there was one really interesting moment. I remember this guy thought you were standing for Black Lives Matter, so he sort of said, "Yeah, Black Lives Matter," and you went, "No, all lives matter." And then he realised what you meant, and he was even more chuffed with you because before he was just agreeing with you to have an easy life, and then he was like, "Oh fuck, yeah, cool." You know, actually, you know,
because I had the Black Lives Matter top on. And he just looked at it and he just saw Black Matter. And he was like, look, it must have been. So he just
what's the highest point of the year been?
Of this year? I'm not even sure.
Highest point or best moment or just thing you're most proud of, anything.
I'm just do you know what? This is gonna sound like really ridiculous, but I'm just sorry, I'm reading this at the same time. Mr. T, I'm coming to Brentwood. I've got something in the pipeline. Anyway, my highest time is just being able to do what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean? I think the whole lot of it is a higher time because I've actually got an opportunity to be there and influence something. And that's all I've done through my activism, through Brexit, through everything else. But now I directly can speak to 3,000 people on my YouTube. You know, I've got 3,000 subscribers. Potentially, I can speak to 3,000 people and show my thought. So that's a massive high. That's it. 3,000 subscribers.
You've done that in one. You've done that in 1 year. That to anybody that's never tried doing a channel, that is a fucking feat. That is a feat. It's hard to do. Most people won't get over 100 subscribers.
But I think I had 4 days or so, and it was 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. But my videos are quite short, a lot of them, so I don't really get a lot of watch hours. Like if I did a live stream, you get loads, and I didn't notice that. And I think I had about 4 days left before it got reset, and then it's another year. So yeah, it's just crazy. But I hit 3,000. I'm on 3,200, and I thank every single person that's on it, and I think everyone that's allowing me to speak out against that disgusting narrative like Marxism, Black Lives Matter, and critical race theory. And honestly, I can promise everyone by the time I die, I will have eradicated or been part of people eradicating all of them. That's a promise.
And I promise by the time I die, I would recreate 40 Towers.
You can't. You're not allowed to tell the jokes anymore.
That's true, yeah. I'll do the
German scene without having Poland.
I'll do the woke version where you just see the beginning credits and the end credits.
And the end, isn't it? The rest of it's banned.
Fuck's sake.
Anyway, Tom, you had 3 years of zero news, didn't you? Anyway, this month as well, so it's all been
Yeah, it
about
was
me
on the
anyway.
14th. On the so let me be, because I thought about it and I realised I've got a couple of dates wrong. So it was 3 years of zero news on. Hang on a minute. Oh no, sorry. 3 years. Yeah, no, yeah, it was 3 years of zero news from the day I launched it on the 14th of July, and there'll be 3 years of zero news on YouTube in February. But as for starting the show, we started it on Periscope. So yeah, 3 years on the 14th of July.
So that's good. That's good. It's gone well for
Crazy.
you. You're still doing it. Has it gone quickly? That's the question.
Yes and no. I mean, yes, it's gone mega quick. But when you look back, you do realize that certain things were a long time ago. I mean, so much has changed from when I joined. And
Yeah.
so much has changed both externally in who the players are, who the people are, everything else. But so much has changed on the streets, but also so much has changed internally. The knowledge I have now, it's funny, the more knowledge you get, the less you can talk about. But the knowledge I have now, the things that I understand that I didn't before, and then the things that I guessed but didn't know if I was right about and was right about, you know. And there were so many things that I did when I was coming up, where I was predicting things, and I got a lot of heat for some of it, but I was fucking right every time, even though I got that heat, and I felt vindicated by that. But honestly, it's been a heartbreaking ride, because when we were doing really well, I was having really bad times. When we were doing bad, you know, we just kept stopping on certain places. It was just one of those things. And obviously, we get help by Tommy's videos, but there was a period where we were bringing people in. We hadn't covered Tommy the way he'd been about. We were bringing people in all by ourselves, and it was really, really good. And we were getting like 68,000 people a day. It was really, really cool. But I think I accept Busker's reasoning now, in as much as we're not getting put on the recommended list now, stuff like that. And so I got all pissy thinking people hadn't turned up, you know, when we had the 3 year thing, thinking they weren't interested. And yet I'm dropping these shit clips, really, not shit, but small clips on TikTok, and the channel's blowing up. It's really growing quickly. It's nearly 2,000 followers on there, and I just stick a clip on there every now and again. Wherever else we go, we're doing all right, and the approval rating for our videos has gone through the roof. So it's like, no, maybe he was right. Maybe we are being this partial shadow banned. So, which I always expected, because they're never going to allow another Tommy Robinson or another anybody to come up for YouTube. That's not going to happen. So you're going to get to a certain number, and then they're going to slow you down no matter what. And see, I see a lot of people making a lot of mistakes on YouTube, and I've always been, I wouldn't say smart enough. I would just say that I've kept my head in the game enough to know how not to get those warnings, how not to get kicked off for stupid shit. And that's what's kept me in the game. And by always like posing things as questions, even though it's blatantly obvious, I've already shown my belief in what the answer is. I'm sure that's the only way I've got away with it, because I pose things as questions. Because I don't know how else I'm still here. Honestly, I really don't. But no, the 3 years has gone quick. A lot's changed. And the funny thing, I'm just going to say this now, Team Tommy. You know, I always supported Tommy. That never changed. You know, but I must admit there was a time when I thought they were unapproachable and you know, probably difficult to deal with kind of people. And you know, I really did, and I didn't buy into these narratives, but I noticed there was a lot of narratives about all of that kind of crew. I'll tell you what, all of the things I ever heard were wrong. And they are the most decent people in the world. And all of the things I heard were wrong. And it's funny how people create complete narratives, and I'm guessing out of nothing or out of one little piece of something, or because man, they've been fantastic, especially over this last, I'd say, year and a half. And when I say fantastic, I also mean on a personal level. I mean, I had some hard times last year, and I mean, like I remember, this is out. This has already been said out there. This is not. It's not a secret. But when Mark phoned me up and stuff, it was all just lovely times. Just really, really decent people, and they don't get enough credit. I've got to say that.
It's the teams. That's what I was saying about us, about a Voice of Wales and that. It's the teams that actually make us do Wembley. If it wasn't for the team, Wembley wouldn't have been as successful, because I need people to tell me X, Y, and Z, or this is the routes that you need, because I'm all over the place. I'll forget to do stuff for 4 days.
You were very good with what amazed me. You were very good with. So I'm stood there filming you, but at one point you had cameras around you. So I'm thinking, this is where a guy that doesn't do this a lot forgets there's cameras around him and addresses one. Right? Most people would. You didn't. You kept that, and you kept addressing all. And I'm like, fuck me. This guy is not a professional speaker. You shouldn't know that. That shouldn't have come naturally to you, but you did, and you did it without even fucking thinking.
Do you know what it is? I tell people say that it's not. So a lot of the time, I do think that everyone should listen to me. Like a lot of the time. So if there's 5 cameras there, I want to speak to every single one of them. I want to let them all know what I'm about, why I'm here, and how I'm going to destroy Black Lives Matter, Marxists, everything like that. I couldn't do this if I didn't have that attitude. I couldn't do it, because it's so easy for people to then say that I'm I'm doing the wrong things, or I'm going against black people, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? All the rubbish that they call. But if I didn't feel that everyone needs to listen to what I'm saying, then I probably wouldn't have carried on after a little while. Do you know what I mean? You'd have got too much in life. It's to say.
Ginger Tony's message there, like, yeah, that got to me. But yeah, no, it's weird, right? Because how do you explain something like if I was to say to you that everything that's happened, almost everything that's happened, has been planned, but at the same time, I didn't really believe any of the plan would actually work. It's like there's two sides of everything that's happened with Zero News. I knew that I needed certain things for it to work. I knew that for me to be useful in the movement, I needed certain things to work. I needed certain things to happen. And a lot of it was based on, skill, knowledge, and all that other good stuff. But there was also adversity and luck. And you can't, you can try and make your own luck, but beyond that, they're out of your control. And I mean, obviously, I can't say everything, but I've had some tremendous luck. And Zero News and all the people that have ever supported it over those 3 years, no matter what they may think of it now, they have all helped me. They've all helped me actually to get into the perfect place to have the maximum effect I'm ever likely to have on this movement. So, I owe them all big time.
Big shout out to Zero News family. He's always been good though. I've always heard a lot of things about Zero News.
We've always had a really good community. Really
the community side of it. That's the community side has been fantastic until shit happens and people try and get jealous or whatnot. But that's another story. But it's always been a tight community. It's always been in one out, and that's cool. And that's something I'd like to do with mine as well. Make that community basis. And this year, I'm going to be going off to Discord. I'm going to be coming off of YouTube. I'll come off every single platform, and my only platform will be the Discord, because I can put everything in the one area. I can have my videos, I can have a chat, I can have voice chats, I want to start doing phone-ins, like
I think
physical
you can bring
phone-ins and things like that.
people in as well, though, Danny, because you're prepared to do the same as me. You're prepared to stop, take time out, and talk to these people. Whereas a lot of YouTubers think they're above people, or above that. You're the same as me. You don't see it like that. You see this as, I see people as like fountains of knowledge. All these people offering all this knowledge and opinion. So yeah, I think that you could make a community work really well, and all you need, is a few good mods or a few good men, and you're away with the community. I think with your attitude towards free speech being very similar to mine, I think you do great with the community side of things.
It's just having the time. It's just having the time as well. I've got a great mod doing what they're doing, and most of my stuff as well. It's not just the YouTubes, whatever, mods everything, which is good. But it's just a time of there's so much that I think I'll be more effective, and the messages that we'll be putting out will be more effective if I have more time.
Yeah.
Something like Louder with Crowder. Stephen Crowder is the type of ones, you know what I mean? He goes out, he has debates, change my mind. I still haven't done a change my mind yet. In fact, I might have to do that this week, because I want to go out there and I want to go and be and show the message and show how stupid people are, or
Danny,
get some information.
That's been the thing for me is with funding, and I don't even mean millions, or even hundreds of thousands, but with funding, the things that I know that I can do, the things that I know I'm technically able to do, let alone anything else, it is frustrating. But I do also think that we've done all right technically with the things that we've got at the moment. I mean, the thing that we tried with the Voice of Wales, very small in scale, but it's scalable. It's usable.
Yeah.
And I'm amazed, and it's on your heads, by the way, other YouTubers. I'm amazed that nobody has seen that and still not clicked. So it's like that's on you. That's on you. Because sooner or later, Danny and the Voice of Wales are going to clean up, and that's on you, because we've even shown you the roadmap. So
yeah,
I won't feel bad for those people when you're kicking ass, because seriously, that roadmap was put out there right there that day. I mean that sincerely, because I did want, as you know, I did want to give everybody every chance to do it right.
No, I my position on that anyway. I've told you millions of times about the position on that. I don't think you should be giving everything to everyone, because people take advantage and people will start monetizing what you've told them for free, and you've told them in good faith, and then they start messing it up, and they start giving it to the wrong people. People start just messing it up, and all of a sudden you've got a great thing that's just gone to pot because nobody really did it properly. So I'm never a fan. I'm a fan of you put it out there, you're showing it. That's fine. It can be done. It's down for them to decide, or if there's licenses and things like that involved, then fair enough, come to you. But if it's for free, I don't think so, because it's such a brilliant and easy. It's such a brilliant and easy idea of what people are doing. It's people they're not gonna understand the simplicity of it.
Yeah,
they're going to think there's more. They're going to think there's much more to it.
Yeah,
even the Voice of Wales knew what was going on. And when I was in London that time, I think it was the second one. I was in the rain, and we did it. Even Voice of Wales said, "How did you do that?" I thought he wasn't in London, and I said, "You know how it's done." He's like, "Wow, I've seen it now from the other side of it." And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's it. Essentially, you're now seeing it from a viewer's point of view, and you thought."
Exactly.
You were together. So
you can do anything with that lens. It's powerful. It's really powerful, and it can really, it can do all those things. But don't get me wrong, Danny. Your words do stick with me. and that's why I haven't gone out proactively trying to get other people to do it. You know, I've stuck with you, Voice of Wales, and I haven't proactively gone out and said, well, here's, you know, no, you know, I know Voice of Wales are going to do this proper. You know,
they'll do. See, it's like on here, you know, people are saying about Nigel Farage, GB News controlled opposition. People are still looking at the mainstream medias as I don't care about them because we've got this here, but we need to quickly as well. Obviously, we're going to lose attraction. We need to quickly have a position where we have that rolling news channel, but it's on a YouTube channel. Imagine that. Imagine you're coming on to Zero News, right? Any time of the day. And you know, at 5 o'clock, you're going to have Danny. At 7 o'clock, you're going to have the Voice of Wales. At 10 o'clock, you're going to have X, Y, and Z. Imagine that, but just from a free YouTube live streaming channel. And this
could be anywhere in the country.
Exactly. We can have,
sorry.
If we bought a couple of lines, if we all bought a phone line, then you can have the phone insides of it. We need to start doing stuff that the media are doing, but we need to do it on these channels, or we just get our own servers, like Voice of Wales have done, like you've done, get your own service and just kind of link up that way. So then it's away from YouTube, which is Discord quite a good place to do that. But yeah, I think anyway, to answer that question, I do think Nigel Farage is controlled opposition. I think GB News is controlled opposition. It's controlled by the Murdoch family because it's Sky News essentially. I don't think it's right wing. I don't think it's for the people. To answer that question,
there. If anybody wants to come in, join us, debate us, whatever, we don't give a shit. Then you're welcome to come in. We will not deny you freedom of speech.
Just jump in. There's a couple of these ones as well I was going to go through. So also, Tom, I was going to ask you, where was it? I can't put it up on the screens because you don't give me that. You still have that authority of, you know, slave owner and all that. I'm not allowed to do things on this little side bit here. Where's it gone? Discord. Oh, Maya too. Oh no, I got it wrong. Sorry. Maya Tuzi and Nigel Farage are going together on Monday. Are they getting together in Dover or are they in GB News? Sorry, I thought it said something completely different. What are you laughing? What? What's going on? Can we call you Alex? That
was fucking brilliant.
It just comes out so naturally. It just comes out so naturally.
That was what got me. It's
like the George Floyd. Do you remember the George Floyd one? That I said I can't even remember it myself.
I can't remember it, but I just know it got me big time.
Well, I've got to change my battery over my camera.
That's all right.
Why are you so vocal for white? Why am I so vocal for white people? Can you hear me still?
Yeah, still hear you, bud. Still hear you.
Wait. Let me put it on my. See, this is how good I am. I've got a backup camera, which was my original camera. If you were that good,
it wouldn't have gone off.
I know, it's the battery. Oh, there we are. Look at that. Look how shocking that is. Look how shocking the switch is. Anyway, right, I've got to change his battery. Why am I so
amateurs? I don't know. Take back every good thing I've said about him tonight. Forget it.
Why am I so vocal? Listen, I'm not vocal for white people, but you got to understand. You see, my skin's black, yeah? My skin's very dark, yeah? Half of my family are white. So why have I got to be made to choose between white people and black people? Which one I like better? Why have I got to do that? Half my family, I love that much as the other half of my family. Some of them are dickheads in there, but that's family life. So just because my skin's got melanin in it, doesn't mean I've got to go choose a side because I'm half caste. So I'm 50% white. So why I'll put it back to you. Why do you say that I'm doing it for the white person and you see my color as a black person and not seeing me as both sides?
Yeah. Why do you see Danny as not fighting for black people as well? Why do
I
you
do
see
more for the
that?
black community. I do more for the black community than Black Lives Matter because I call out the bullshit. I call out what's going on wrong. I tell them, if you want to save your community, don't look for Black Lives Matter. Go on to the drug dealers and tell them don't sell drugs in the house. Go to the people, the fathers are not putting money in for their families, and tell them, look after your family. Your son needs a father. Go and do them type of stuff. Not go to Black Lives Matter, who are going to go marching for some kind of equality stuff that doesn't happen, some kind of statue that needs to go down because of some racism that didn't even happen. No, go in there. That's why I do more for the black community. 100%. I'm going to go and do it. I'm going to go and I'm going to prove it as well. I'm going to go within the next 1 month. I'm going to be doing a quick YouTube thing. I'm going outside a drug dealer's house in South London who is black. I know who it's going to be, and I'm going to tell him to stop selling his drugs if he's still selling drugs. I'm going to prove it. I'm going to prove a point. I'm going to dox a dealer, and I'm going to tell them the community don't like your drugs, and hopefully he'll speak to me. He probably won't. He might stab me, but who knows?
I've got some serious problems with the sound my side, but just before I do something about it, I think you do more for the black community than most of these other groups simply because you tell the fucking truth. And that's what they're not used to hearing.
They're not
I'm
used
going
to
to take
hearing
myself off and on again. Something's going wrong here.
They used to pandering. They're used to people pandering to them and saying, "Oh, look, you're black, so you've got a problem." You know, the white man knows you this, that, and the other. And I don't subscribe to any of that kind of fact. Do you know what I mean? If I want to do as well as Tom, I've got to work well just as hard as him. I don't need a foot up on the ladder. I don't need this, that, and the other. And people who do need that kind of stuff, well, they shouldn't have it in the first place because they're not hardworking. Right. What other ones have we got here? It would be nice to have a breakfast show. Do the breakfast show. Is that a breakfast show, Andy, on GB News? Because I wouldn't even step foot in there. But I reckon I might just do that. You know, I might just do a live stream in one morning, just one random morning. Should we do that? Should we make it now? What's going on here? Wait there for 1 second, people. Any news on Hatton? Welsh Babe, as far as I know, Hatton is out of hospital, but I don't think it was as bad as she needed a lot of stitches and things like that. But it was bad anyway because she got stabbed just doing what she does every single week. So that's the bad side of it. Let me just get Tom back before I do that. All right. So that's it. I'm just going through you got some feedback on that now, Tom.
Yeah, I had all kinds of sound problems going wrong.
I've got a sound problem now. I've got mad feedback.
I don't know what was going on.
Oh, do you know what it is? It's probably the Metropolitan Police again. Honestly, they're trying to bug this place up.
Probably because I couldn't trace the source of the sound problem.
Hello?
And I haven't changed anything.
All right, cool. It doesn't matter. I'll just use one of these. Belfield's a grifter. He has made a niche for himself, pretending Bolton, pretending to be working class. Yeah, well, no, I get that about Alex Belfield. Do you know what
he's a useful idiot.
Yeah, but like with my he retweeted
people in, like my sister that wouldn't normally be interested in our cause.
Yeah, true.
So, you know. So it's art. I mean, I'm not a fan. When I've watched this stuff, I'm not a fan.
No, I think he uses people's stuff. Pretending that he doesn't know who they are. Like, he couldn't like me. I don't know who this guy is doing Wembley. He knew exactly who it was. He didn't want to go there.
Is the echo still really bad, guys? What is going on here?
So who's got that? Officer Tatum, Emma Pritchard, you're a legend. Officer Tatum, I'm part of the Tatum squad, so I only do the best people. And Tatum, he's going to be one of the best, and I'm going to interview him one day. That's going to be me.
Okay, right. They're saying it's really bad, and I have no idea what to do because everything should be normal. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can put the. Sorry about this, Danny. If I can actually. put my earpiece. I'll try and see if I can get back to the earpiece because I don't know what else to do. I don't know why we've suddenly got problems. It's been the same.
You give the link out, didn't you? You put the link out.
I did, yeah.
Someone on this put the link up. Someone on this took the link and fucked it. Guaranteed. 100%. It only happened since you put the link out.
Oh, I can't get my fucking earpiece to turn on now. Motherfucker. I bet that's because the battery went earlier on. Oh, that's not going to work.
Today, if it's not sorting out, I'm getting. Anyway, right. I'm gonna talk this because he's not. Thank you for the shout. No problem, Emma. Okay, now it's on and off. Sound. Let's get to some of these comments. Right. So, Paula, I love this phone. I'm going backwards, so I have no idea what these comments are, but it's going to be quite exciting because I have no idea. 8,000. I'm always plugging Zero News, Daniel Roscoe, hoping subs to their channel. Yeah, see, that's what it is, Tom. People always tune into you. You don't realize how many people actually, when I say anything about Zero News or anything about what I'm doing, they're always like, oh, do you know Tom? Like the Discord, like Bustet's on the Discord. Oh, can you get Tom on there? Can you get Zero News on there? We'd love him to be on there. Everyone I know,
incredible.
Voice of Wales. The Voice of Wales. Oh, do you know Zero News? Everyone keeps coming back to you. You're like the Godfather. Like Wiley's the Godfather of grime. You're like
I don't understand it because I remember talking to Dan, Voice of Wales, and he said, you know, we were watching you before we started, and I'm like, honestly, I don't get it. I haven't really got a big channel. It's like 12,000 people. That's not big, and you know. Like compared to yourself and what you've done this year, although you shouldn't compare. That's not a healthy thing to do. But my point being is, it's just a shock to me. And you've got to ignore the numbers sometimes because you don't realise the influence you're having around the people that matter. And yeah, it has come as a surprise. And you've said to me many a time over the last probably 6 months, especially, you don't realise this, you don't realise that, you don't realise this, and it's not that I haven't taken you seriously, but I found it hard to accept some of it. But over time, some of it's been proven to me, and it's just like it's hard. Yeah,
that's what I say
to a guy like me.
Yeah, that's what I say to everyone. I do not tell a lie. If I'm coming out and saying something, I'm telling you, it will come true. I will not come out and actively tell a lie, right? With all the things that I come out and say, I don't sugarcoat nothing. When I come out and say it's anti-white agenda, anti-white agenda, like it is an anti-white agenda. And I said to you last year, Tom. I said to you about certain situations. Do not trust certain things in certain situations because
you did.
It's going to be against. You did. I called it out. We did a live show about it as well, and you said, "What about these people that a black community would associate you as a brother, and then when you don't speak their language or you don't speak what they subscribe to, they will come and do something around the corner." It's that fickle. And I told you them situations, and it's happened to you.
Believe it at first.
You know,
it took me a while to accept what you said. You know that.
Because it sounds mad. When I say things, I think, oh, it's a bit crazy. But it's
a
not.
Phrase you said to me, and I don't want to repeat it on here, but there was a phrase you said to me that I'll never forget. And you just
don't crack.
No, all I'm saying is you told me who the most racist people on earth were. I was surprised by the answer.
Yeah, no, but it's true. You've seen it with your eyes, and I'll show you more as well. I'll go deeper. We'll go right deep in there as well. But that's for another day because
of course.
But no, I just say it how it is, and I think that's a good thing for me that I do because I don't even care if I look a fool. I don't even care if everyone starts hating me. You know, Wembley could have turned so badly. If we was there in the finals, that would have ended so badly because I probably would have tried to go into the pitch to do my banner, but then I'd have probably been told I was the ringleader of the whole insurrection.
The thing is, if you're going to sit in that chair and the chair of making a difference, you have got to risk everything, including making a complete and utter cunt of yourself. You've got to. There's no other way around it. And it's a different kind of bravery, but people don't realise. You know, that can, just like missing a penalty, that can stay with you for years. So it is a risk. It is a risk.
Exactly, it's a risk every time. Every time you do it. But you know, as you say, you've literally got to be prepared to do it.
You seem comfortable now being on YouTube, doing these lives, doing this
I am.
stuff.
I want to do it more. Like literally, if you said if I didn't have responsibilities, I would be in the studio like 24/7. I think
I
it's
get that.
important. I think it's important, and
that.
I actually enjoy doing it from before. I remember from before, but also when I bought all the equipment and I got all the stuff, and I'm going crazy and getting all this stuff, I knew I'd be in a situation where I either hate it or I like it. But it was, I only could blame myself.
Come on.
I couldn't blame anything
How
else.
do you feel about video editing? Come on.
I hate it. I always hate it. I try and get anyone to do it for me apart from me. And then it's really annoying because I'm like, going off to the mods, can you do this, to do that? I need it tomorrow. I need it bang. Yesterday, I mean.
Video editing for you, but it might take me 6 years. No,
That's the thing.
The thing is though, seriously, and this is something I'm only saying this to you because I want everybody to hear this. Video editing is not something you can rush. That's the bummer of not doing live video. So live video is convenient but cheap looking. But at the same time, video editing is time consuming. You know that, Danny. You've done it now. But whenever I've got the time, I'm happy to video edit because especially now, because I need to get better and better and better. I need to be at my peak. So every video that I edit gets me closer. And so I'm happy to do it at the moment. You know me, like I say, it's just when I have my downtimes, that's me out of the picture. But at the moment, I need to edit video. It's just getting me closer and closer to being something like what I used to be, which is fucking obsessed. And I'm getting there. I'm starting to notice things in video now that everybody needs something quick. But what I can't wait for is somebody says you got 4 weeks to make this video. I'm gonna be this is gonna be fun. I can't wait for that day to come. Or especially the guy that says you got 6 months to make this video. I was like, oh fuck me, I'm gonna make this like fucking David Attenborough shit. Do you know what I mean? I'm really looking forward to.
I still not able to do it, but you can do it. And obviously we've got Shillets that's come on. So big shout to him because he did my Wembley video, the original one, and I gave him a bit of hell for that. So like just can you do this? Can you do this? Oh, can you do this? After you've done the whole lot, I don't like that. Can you do that? So I got my hat comes off to him because that's one of my highest. I think that might be my highest video that's gone out there. So he's really good at it.
Fair
so I do honestly appreciate that. And there's something else I want to just bring up in here as well. This is Emma Pritchard, right? She said she's a mother of a mixed-race child, and this is really crucially important on me. What I do, I'm a mother of a mixed-race child, and all this division with my daughter she doesn't always fit into society. Right, so I don't know how old she is. So let's say she's 8, 9, 10 years old or whatever like that, or even 15, 16, whatever. This is where the teachers come in. So her mum, Emma's told her how to fit into society because it's the family society. But teachers at school are telling her, you know what? White people are your oppressors, right? So she's going to go home and she's a mixed race. So one of the family members is going to be white. So she's going to say, well, it's not this person because they love me. And this is where it creates this disassociation. And do you know who comes in at disassociation? People like the Socialist Workers' Party, people like Black Lives Matter, people like these will grab them up and say, this is where you belong. This is where you belong. Exactly. This is where you belong. And then it goes down the road. So all Emma's got to do is make sure that you get balanced sides when you come home and it's schoolwork and stuff like that. Or even if it's later and there's no schoolwork, you still got to have these balanced conversations and make them understand that, the white person isn't the biggest criminal on Black lives. Look in the mirror. Remember I said that to you, Tommy. I look in the mirror and I'm the one that's going to fail me or I'm the one that's going to succeed me. That's what we've got to do.
Yeah.
But that's a bad situation to be in. And that's the teachers.
What I've admired and it's irritated me about you at the same time, although I think it probably because it's a reflection of myself, is that you are very independent. And what you'll do, rather than put people in a position where they disappoint you, you'll put yourself in a position where you will have to disappoint yourself for it to go wrong. And I really do actually respect that. Because it's
all on me though, isn't it?
It's thoughtful. It's thoughtful for other people as well as yourself, which it's kind of, I don't know, when you said it is one thing, but seeing you actually practice it is another thing. And it's like, wow, that's actually pretty. I don't even know what the word is really, but yeah, it's kind of it's taught me a little something. It's taught me a little something, I must admit. This is the thing, right? So Danny mentioned earlier on about asking 1,000 questions. And so from that, you may deduce that Danny's been asking us questions all the way. But I can honestly say he has asked questions, or he's been given answers, even if he didn't ask for them. Let's put it that way. But he's also been a fucking brilliant mentor to me about many things over this since I met you. I didn't know the world that was under my nose, and probably could have got myself hurt at worst. You know, if I hadn't have really kind of spoken to you about it. Let's be honest, I was up. I still am.
Yeah, but you've been taught this. This is the thing. You've been taught that you can't question anything black. If it's black on it, you can't question it, because if you question it and you take the wrong question, you ask the wrong question, they're going to take offense. Then everyone's going to call you
I've got to trust anyone black.
I've
I've got to trust anyone black, because if I don't, they're racist.
Exactly, but that's the most manipulated people. That's the most manipulated people. Somebody says trust me because I'm black. It's the same way as the government saying trust me because I'm the government. Do you know what I mean? What basis have I got to trust what you're saying? What authority have I got to trust your words? I don't even say trust me. I don't even say to people trust what I'm saying. You know, I don't even say that, because
when we first spoke, you said to me, "Don't even trust me." You said that.
Make your own opinions. Exactly. Don't trust. I'm just saying what I'm doing, but I would never say to someone, "You've got to trust me because I'm black, so I've got authority." I've got no authority on what it is, but I've got an insight, and that insight will make me speak, and then I will start showing the truths, and the truths will start opening up, and then that's how it goes, and that's what I do. But you still got to question me and what I say and whatnot. 100%, same as anyone else.
I do apologize a second, Michelle Harding. First question, I don't know who your favorite mod is. Second question is, I don't understand the question. Because why would Tommy come on this channel? I don't understand the question. So please elaborate.
If Tommy's coming on the chat, then the link's up there. The link's up there.
Yeah, links there. Links there, Tommy. Lazy.
Bolton's just said he hates the term mixed race, right? So he makes it sound like a mongrel, right? This is the whole turning point of it. People didn't like
half caste though, Danny. Yeah. I asked you what that meant and you gave me an answer for the first time in my life, and I've never known what it meant.
Wrong? Was it wrong? Was right? It's right, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, I presume it's right.
Yeah, half a caste, and a whole person, two castes, and two castes of them.
You went into some detail, though. Well, there's
a lot. There's a lot more to it, but But anyway, right? So half caste got changed to mixed race. No,
mixed heritage.
No, mixed race. Right, which does make you sound like a dog. So half caste was back because you're not a full person. Mixed race was banned because it makes you sound like a dog. Then it called you coloured person, and coloured person was banned because it's derogative, because it doesn't specify a colour. Then it was dual heritage people, right? Dual heritage people, which people think that's a bit crazy, but then they're like, no, because you're saying I've got no heritage. Then it goes back to person of colour, right? And everyone loves it.
Yeah.
Then everyone loves it. I'm just waiting for it to go back to half caste and it's be done with it.
Of course. See, I never knew that half
coloured person or person of colour. It's the same thing. You just change the words around, but it's acceptable.
The thing is, like historically, when someone comes up with a bad name for a person or a group of people, when they embrace that, it ends up being a name that sticks. It ends up going really well for them and bad for the people that try and pick on them. But these days we try and change the names and hide people from it. It doesn't work.
But it's an easy way of using victimhood by saying I don't like being called mixed race because it makes me sound like a mongrel. So then everyone's like, oh, look at that
Constantly
poor
having
mixed-race
to run
person.
around them,
But
change
in
things.
the 80s, but in the 90s, in the 2000s, if you was mixed raced, you'd love it. Do you know what I mean? People,
Can I say something about
it's a great thing.
these people that keep going on about fucking slavery and that, who've never experienced it, especially in Britain, never experienced it. The grandparents have never experienced it. Their grandparents have never experienced it. How am I supposed to have empathy with them when they talk about slavery, when they don't know fuck all about it, and everybody's jumping to their whims, and they get to sit and bitch about. I know there's some real racism, I know there's some real hardship, but they get to bitch about some ridiculous things also, and it, especially when it's Lewis Hamilton and all these other people in positions of privilege. Why should I take them seriously?
You shouldn't take it. If people want to talk about slavery, and then that's cool. This is what I'd like to be a white person, 100%, and someone tell me about slavery, because I'll be telling them about my ancestors that you enslaved, the African people enslaved. I'll talk about all the Barbary Coast pirates that come and took people from Cornwall, from Malta,
Well, it's like people
all
think about the English taking Scottish people. What they don't know is that it started the other way around. And same with the Irish. The Irish came for us first, before we ever took any of them, as and slavery was technically outlawed in this country, I think, by William the Conqueror in 1078. I know we regressed a little bit at some point, but there's this country. I hate the fact that it keeps being compared to America and that, and I hate the fact that they keep comparing it. And Americans, I've seen American. You're talking about the response videos. I've seen so many Americans looking at, and especially what's his name? He's in our movement. Or he was. Oh God, what's his name? Shit, Carl Benjamin. They've seen his video that details what the British did against the slave trade, and when Americans have seen that, I've seen a lot of Black Americans legitimately angry because they feel like they've been lied to, especially ones that have been born here, perhaps, and many of them feel they're not faking. They are legitimately angry. Why were we not taught this? Why were we not? We've been led to believe something that wasn't real. This country took a fucking stand against slavery around the world, and we were not told about it.
Yeah, exactly. But you're not getting taught. They're not getting taught at school. I remember going to school and learning about slavery and all that kind of stuff, but not once did the teacher say that,
No.
And now you living in the greatest country because we abolished it worldwide.
We don't celebrate it.
Exactly. What about Abolition Day? What happened?
Act done by an empire ever.
And it is because Black people didn't even have the right to vote. There's not even 1 or 2 Black people had the right. No Black person could vote at that time. So it was literally people saying, well, you know what? These people are making us loads of money here, but we know it's not right. So we've got to do something to make sure the government abolishes it. And that's a selfless act, because you could just keep going. I'm all right, Jack. Do you know what I mean? I'm fine. I'm making loads of money, but it needs to be celebrated. And I think this comes back to the politicians, right? And somebody said on there, what about the Tories and all that kind of stuff? But I honestly, I will be campaigning for a nationalist government at the elections, because this is like a 3-year plan. We need to bring in a nationalist government so we can bring back all the pride back to Britain. We can bring back all bank holidays and stuff like how it used to be. We can make sure that people have to do the flag if they so want to, and it's going to be like a crime against anyone getting racial assault because they've got a Union Jack flying or a St George's Cross flying. This is why we need to get a nationalist government in place. Everyone knows my position and what government I would say to be part of and whatnot, and I'm probably going to make moves and do something within it. Who knows what goes on, but we all need to vote. But it doesn't start then. It doesn't start in 3-4 years time. It starts like now. It starts right now that we've got to get into people's heads. We've got to vote for a nationalist government. Nationalism isn't racism. Patriotism isn't racism. As much as they want it to believe it, it really isn't. You know, we've got this. We've got to hit this hard, very, very hard, and that's another reason why I think my voice can be big in a nationalism drive, because people then will say, "Hang on a minute, how can this guy?" Obviously,
you cross both bridges.
Exactly, and he's still saying that nationalism is the way to go.
I just wanna answer Michelle Harding here. Sorry to break in. So you're saying, what's the problem, Michelle? There isn't a problem. I mean, hypothetically, what's to say that I haven't spent time with Tommy, or Danny hasn't spent time with Tommy 2 days ago? I mean, as we both said, this is 1% of the camera. And this is a small channel. We don't get out very far, and especially since we've been shadow banned. So what's in it for Tommy? You saw the verdict that he got the other day. So again, what's in it for Tommy? He's got a family. He's got other things to worry about than helping me prop up my channel. Me and Danny are independent. We're quite happy doing what we do our way. And I know you're not saying it aggressively, and nor am I. But you know, what reason would he have to join a Roscoe and Fury show? I mean, the answer's in the name. It's a Roscoe and Fury show. It's not the Tommy Robinson show. And the day that it is, no, I'm not reading you wrong. I'm answering you. I'm answering you without any anger, any malice. But the day that we do the Tommy Robinson interview, then there it'll be. But
do you know what it is?
He's not banned, if that's what you mean. He's not banned or that I know of. Sorry, go on.
Listen, we have these conversations. I have the conversations and whatnot, and a good reason why Tommy wouldn't be on this thing with us. And yeah, he does promote me heavily, but a good reason why he wouldn't, because I'd say something like anti-white, he would then agree or whatever, and that clip there out of context would be played around the internet, played around every single mainstream media outlet to try and discredit what
you've got to realize how we
the whole conversation. So it's not even about any. I don't care about all this or whatever. It would never happen anyway, because there's not honorable people out there. Even people listening in, even people watching the stream right now, watching what I say. Not every one of you are honorable. Not every one of you are honourable. There is a good percentage of you that are only watching this for the wrong reasons. 100%.
No, Michelle, it's not a problem. But it's like, the problem is you've got with Tommy is, if there's 4 of you in a room and one of you fucks up, the shit is only going to stick to one person. It doesn't matter which way you throw it, which way you fling it, how you fling it, or what you fling it with. It's only going to stick to one person, and it's always going to be Tommy. So even if we joke and we laugh, someone's going to take a clip out of context and use it. It's a shit scenario. It's a shit scenario, but it's the way it is, you know?
100%. But like Shillett says, nationalism isn't a bad thing, it's a good thing. So let's all get each other's back.
No, it's just been misused by people.
Let's just all get together under the flag. You know, and do you know what else is crazy? I'm going to tell you something. Do you know what else is crazy about Black Lives Matter? Right, this is how crazy it is.
Now go on.
They scream and shout, "There's no black in the Union Jack," right? And that is a far left. Well, people do call it the right, but I'm calling it the far left.
There's no black in the Union Jack.
Yeah, they used to. The National Front used to sing it. BNP used to sing it, and now you got people outside Pimlico School singing, "There's no black in the Union Jack." It's absolutely crazy.
And a half.
It is, but yet they don't want the Union Jack there because you know, they want to rechange all the colours. I know I've got this down here, but this Union Jack is very representative, because this is black and white. It doesn't matter, you know, it doesn't matter what colour this is. You all know what it is. Do you know what I mean?
So absolutely.
It doesn't matter what colour you are. You are
identity.
Exactly, and that's what that represents. Otherwise, I'll have a colourful one there. But so they're using that. So people don't even know the history. They're just like, oh look, it rhymes. There's no black in Union Jack, but they're chanting this type of stuff. So we got to then say, you know what? Don't worry about what they're saying. Don't worry what they're doing. We're going to stand proud under the Union Jack. We're going to stand proud under the St George's flag. And I know each and every one of the people do, but when they're living next door to this, to say a Muslim person or an Arab or a Jewish person or whoever, an Indian person, they might feel that someone else is going to get offended by having the St George's across, and a high percentage of them people probably would say, "Oh, you can't use that. You're racist." So we need to scrap all that and say we don't care. If we're racist, if you think that I'm racist, then cool. I know I'm not. So your opinion don't matter to me. I'm still going to use my Union Jack. And if you break my windows or set fire to my house or whatever because of that flag, you've got the problem and you'll go to jail. We'll use the police how they should be used. Not cower away.
Changing the subject a little bit, just back to something from earlier. I know that me and you had the original conversation about you on YouTube and stuff, yeah. But we talked about that earlier on. But I think somewhere around then was a Sarah Garvey interview as well. But it must have been before all of that you decided to get involved. When was it? Because it must have been before I met you. Even if you hadn't made your mind up about YouTube, there must have been something going on with you.
With the movement?
Before I knew you. Yeah, before you were on YouTube and...
Right, so essentially Black Lives Matter came out and I wasn't happy about it. George Floyd and all that.
You mean when they came back the second time? Yeah.
Yeah. The first time it was a bit of a joke thing. 2013.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They shut the M60 and they went on to Stansted Airport. It was nothing. But this time when George Floyd, and I see how quickly it came down and whatnot, I wasn't happy. But still, at that point, to be honest, I can deal with it how I've always dealt with stuff, right? And then I see Tommy do the rant, the famous rant, right, about Black Lives Matter, about and I see him get slated, and then that was it. I was driving the van. I pulled over the van and I did a really long one on VK. I don't think it uploaded or whatever, or it cut it halfway through. But I said to myself at that point in time, do you know what? Why is everyone waiting for A, Tommy to do something, or B, white people? This is our problem now, yeah? We've got to stand up and do it because they're getting called racist. They're getting called X, Y, and Z. They're going through the mill, yeah? Because they're trying to stop a Marxist takeover and whatnot. And people are just constantly calling it racist. And I was looking on the YouTube and I was looking at the old EDL stuff. I was looking at everything, racist thugs, racist hooligans, and I was like, do you know what? They can't say that about me. They can't say anything racist. And they've got to find a new way of doing it. And if I can align myself,
you're the enigma in the machine.
Exactly. If I can go and tell a bit of a truth and I can get there and I can essentially, I wasn't even
part of the movement. What was important.
I just wanted to get black people or mixed race people to start speaking about it, like how they're doing it in America, how they're doing like the Candace Owens and Officer Tatum and Unite America. All these people are doing massively. That's what I was going to do. And then I was going to come to a demo with 50 people. So come to a demo and everyone would be like, what's going on? What's going on? And then we join it and we're like, nah, we're cool. This is the unification. But then it went down a different route.
The thing about what I've seen that you've done is that despite certain people's efforts to cast you as token black man, you have done a Candace Owens, you've done what those other people have done, and you've immediately separated yourself from that role and got straight out there and said, fuck you. And I think that's really important because I think some people get trapped in that and it puts them off and they hide from it. And you've just been like, you've shown yourself to be a leader as opposed to a pawn, and everybody can see it, and there's nothing they can say now. There's nothing they can do.
Exactly, it needed to be to get the narrative. I always say about changing the narrative, and I got a shock phone call one day, and it was one of the team saying, "Do you want to come and do a Sarah Garvey thing?" And I'm like, "What? You want to do the debate with Tommy?" And I was like, what? And then I was thinking to myself, right, this is the way it's going to go. I'm just going to go and do what I've got to do against Sarah. It's going to be the debates and blah, blah, blah. No, I wasn't even thinking about people saying, oh, look, there's going to be black folk and then they're going to be against the white folk. Do you know, I was just thinking, right, Sarah Garvey, let's go on here. So I've gone and done it. And then I'm thinking, hang on a minute, they're still trying to gun Tommy. I'm there. Luke Reed, you should, if he can get the tape, right, the whole conversation that Luke did. Luke destroyed everyone in there with one conversation. Literally, big bro. I thought he was going to have a heart attack when all Luke Reed did a big speech, and then he said, "Why don't you go? If you like Africa so much, or something like that, why don't you go?"
For people that don't know, you don't want to mess with Luke Reed. He smiles a lot and looks really polite, but fuck me, he can certainly debate.
Exactly, he killed the whole room. That thing, they didn't do it justice, right? And
yeah, but you know why?
They were still trying to point out that Tommy is a racist. They're still trying, and I was like, no, we've got to really change the narrative. And I'm saying to people, we've got to change that narrative of if you're doing it to me. That's when Black and White Unite come out. I see the video, and I used to say Black and White Unite on the right. Right, I see the video come out with Tommy. I was like, shit, I remember that. I'm gonna go and do that because I remember how much of a racist they told him he was. I've got t-shirts, I've got fucking everywhere. I put it out everywhere. Not one person, I've got a banner with All Lives Matter on it, Black and White Unite. Not one person has told me it's racist. They told the white people that I was with the banner, that's racist. When I say that's my banner, they're like,
This is where I've got to jump in and say, right, you've got Black and White on this channel, Black and White Unite. Sarah Garvey! Sarah fucking Garvey! You still have not answered to the things that you did. Now you've gone and joined a new organization with a lovely new name. Well, clap, 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 clap. Well done to you. But you have still not explained to all your own followers, not me, doesn't matter about me, but your own followers who were questioning you. Why? Why would you be such a shield? Why would you be so duplicitous? You ran away from your own followers. You ran away from your own t-shirt buyers, and you know how you love them, motherfuckers. So, Black and White, we've both called you out. We're a small channel. We probably can't afford you because we know how the shield matters to you. But come and answer to yourself. You could take a couple of morons like us on, right?
No, he couldn't take me on because I tell the truth. I call him out. If he's a racist, I call him out and call him a racist. Not many people can do that and get away with it. That's why
Sorry, Garvey. Come get some.
Or even Kahindi Andrews. You know what? Let's just call this the calling out minutes. I'm going to dash off anyway in a bit.
The calling out.
Kahindi Andrews, right? Kahindi Andrews, I'll do you any day, right? Femi, right? I will come and debate you any day. Sarah Garvey, all these people, all you lot can be on a one big panel. David Lammy, James O'Brien, all these people. Come on, I will do it, and I will literally just destroy everyone because your arguments are based on rubbish. So
I'll tell you what, I'm no intellectual, but I'll sit by him, and the moment you talk stupid, I'll call you stupid. Because it doesn't matter how intelligent you are. When you speak stupid, it's just stupid, and I'll call it out straight away. I will see straight through you. So come on, take us on.
Exactly, but they won't. As soon as I was quite surprised by the structure of the debate with Sarah Garvey and having me and Luke Reed there. I think they were trying to say that we were Tommy's tokens or something, but it didn't work out that way.
Because they
can't call it. Do you know what it is, right? If you're so used to having a conversation and a debate, and how you win at debate is just by saying you're racist. When you haven't got that scope of saying you're racist, you've got to then start thinking about the words you're using, because you can't, when you're confused or you haven't got an argument, you can't say, oh, you're racist. And that's so important. But that's another reason why I don't get no media time. Well. For Femi has got 4, and I know this is going to sound like it's jealousy and not. It's not. It's just speaking the truth. He's had 4 different media slots, yeah, and in every single one of them, right, he said that the UK is racist. He said that the police are racist. He says that the UK is institutionally racist. This is all it's saying, and people are still putting him on, right? When I say to these same people, you know what, just have 5 minutes with him saying whatever he likes and let me respond to it, and then see if he can say anything after it, because he wouldn't. And people would subscribe to my style of politics rather than his, and that makes a change, and they don't want to change.
See, I think the biggest fear about having you on is the support you might get, and they just can't afford that. They can't afford you to get support, Danny.
Exactly.
No matter how much they demonize you, if you make too much sense, that's going to come through.
Exactly. How can me just go in and get in with one banner, one perfect banner, right, that nobody can ever say anything against? It's actually perfect. I love the banner so much, yeah, right, that it'll always be with me. But imagine having that one banner so much that I'm near enough the top of every demo briefing for the Metropolitan Police, because every time I come into it, the first police officer I see will be like, "You right, Danny?" Or "You got your banner, Danny?" Or whatever. So they all know who I am. But why are they so interested in me? Because I'm nothing. I've just got 3,000 subscribers on YouTube.
You're black.
But the thing that they're most scared of is me changing the narrative and me actually succeeding and bringing on not just 200 people, me coming down Whitehall with like 3, 4, 5,000 people, all black, white, united.
And you know what I think frightens them more as well is like, it's not confected, it's not forced, it's real. It's like, say, me and Black Bandman, or say me and you. We don't need to force ourselves together to work together. We're naturally the same people. We think very much the same way. I mean, you're very much more right than me. What I mean is, we think very much the same way, in as much as we don't think in black and white, and that's such a danger to the people that try to create division.
But for these people who are all these black supremacists, all these people who support.
Oh no, hang on.
Black
I was
Lives Matter, Family Forever.
there's hardly any black supremacists, and they don't pose a threat because there's not enough of them.
Yeah, there's yeah. Check this out. There's not enough of them, but they've already got a football association, and a European Football Association, and a World Football Association to have Black Lives Matter on their shirts, taking the knee, and having it as an advertisement in their stadiums.
Yeah,
so football,
that would do it.
That's a minority. Imagine they were the majority. Imagine that was white people saying we demand white lives matter everywhere. Imagine, do you know what I mean? This is a small majority of people, small minority of people have got that much power that to make Coca-Cola say to every white person, be less white. They know they're going to lose sales out of it. They know they're going to lose sales.
Danny, what does that mean?
I have no idea. But I try and look at Mark Lamont Hill on his. Imagine Mark Lamont Hill is a black guy in America, right? He's a black supremacist, and he's got a news place on YouTube. Guess what it's called? It's called the Black News Network, and they've got Black News Tonight. And he does a lot of he's very racist. To be fair, he's not even.
All that gets me is that if I tried that tomorrow,
welcome black folks to Black News Tonight. And it's like, come on, dude, what are you doing? Why are you not being took down? And he says that to people. He says, can you be less white? He'll come to you and say, Tom, be less white. And it's like, what? How can
I wouldn't
you
even know what that
less
means.
Yourself? Well, it basically means
means.
Don't be yourself. Don't be yourself and let me control you. Be less white. Come on.
So like this idea of institutional racism, right? I fucking reject it with real fervor, right? Because it's no, as I said to someone the other day, it's no different from people who misuse the Bible and say, you sinned before you were born, so you were born into sin. You were born sick and as Christopher Hitchens used to say, and commanded to be well. Right? I reject that fucking proposition. The same as I reject the idea that I was racist before I was born, and I was born into a system that's racist, and I wouldn't know if I was racist. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
that's just a way of ending an argument before you started it.
But that's what I said. For people to accept unconscious racism, it's like, how can people accept that? But there's courses, unconscious bias courses. You're all born with a bias because in your childhood you don't see in your childhood you don't see, like, on camera or on the Disney and all that kind of stuff. You don't see anything other than white, right? Which to a degree I can appreciate that, yeah. But anyone who's got a child and they're showing the child there's a difference between that one and that one, or you're not represented on that because you're black and all them are white, they have the problems. The parents have the problem. So the child's got no help anyway. No child grows up fucking comes up racist. It's learned behavior. And a lot of the racism is reverse. A lot of the racism is reverse racism because they see black people being racist. I can't remember where it was.
Yeah.
Where was it?
But so many black people tell me they cannot be racist. They cannot be.
Exactly. That's the whole. That's what I'm trying to say. That's the whole problem with the racism thing. It's the reverse racism. So they see it happening. So they see it happening. Children at school calling other people niggers, right? And the teacher not doing anything because he's a black person, right? As soon as she repeats it to her, she gets in trouble in detention. That's reverse racism. So that's where they start finding the racism. Apart from that, it's impossible.
Someone said to me recently that I needed to have more empathy with black people because they may be inclined to seek vengeance. And my question is, vengeance for what?
For whatever they want to be taught up in here. For whatever the black supremacists.
Because if it's something that happened 200 years ago, what the fuck has that got to do with me? If that's the case, we should still be bombing Germany.
We should we should be doing everything. We should be the Romans. We go back to the Romans. Should hate Italians because of the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
Then we should go back to before that. How about when the whole of Persia was enslaving people because they needed to build their infrastructure. Then China was doing it with the Ottoman Empire. And then let's just keep going back and just say everyone owes everyone something. Fuck it. We all enslaved each other.
Where do you draw the line?
We all owed everyone something. But as it's got nothing directly to do with me, just don't worry about it.
And tell me something. Tell me, am I correct on this? Right? Someone said to me that the slavery in black people was the biggest slavery ever. I don't agree. From what I understood, that's not true.
What, the slave trade of blacks?
The amount of people taking the slavery.
I think of the whole total stuff. I think it was about maybe 1% or something of world slavery. It was a very small period of time. It was very tiny. It's very tiny, and there was more people. And this is a fact that you can Google right now. More people were enslaved in Brazil by the Portuguese, right? Hence why the Brazilians speak Portuguese. So Brazil's built on slavery.
Roman Empire was 1/3 slaves.
Well, yeah, they have to. All these people have to do it. The whole slavery, the whole point of slavery. Do you know what the problem is, right? The whole point of slavery was to build your empire, was to build your facilities, to do that. But then the Europeans came and said, you know what? We buy it off of you, right? So actually, do you know what? Let's blame someone. Let's blame the Africans for selling the slaves in the first place. If that slave owner who said in the trade to the white man, no, these are my people. I don't care how much money you've got. I don't care how many cows you got. Right? You're not going to take my people. If he had done that, then the slave trade wouldn't have worked. It had to be done for a war. So then that would have been different. That would have been, that would have been a different scenario. But no, he was happy to get the money. Yeah, give me money. I'll get you some more people. He was happy. So because it was monetized, that's why people got that problem, because it was monetized. So then we say all these people have got to rebel. Tate and Lyle, the biggest sugar cane company. Why has no one said anything about them? Because they must have had slaves. They were dealing sugar canes in Jamaica and in the Caribbean. Well, Tate and Lyle, no one said nothing about them.
100%.
See, it's targeted people that they're using. Targeted people, targeted actions, which means there's a reason behind it, and it's not what they're saying. Mm-hmm. It's just to divide people. There is a fact.
I do see that everywhere. I do see that everything is to divide people. I feel like, as I said, oh, maybe not to you, but I feel like my community is. I can't work it out, but it's either the last vestige of hope and how it should have been, or it's a blueprint for how it could be. But it is predominantly white, but nevertheless there are other races here. There is zero racial tension here, and I cannot for life of me, I was investigating a little bit around here, and I cannot for life of me work out whether it's a blueprint or a actual throwback to a time that was better. I can't work it out. All I know is that around here, we have mixed races. We don't have mixed tensions. And this just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. So it can be
you're out of the
done.
way, but no, but you're out of the way because they haven't. Glasgow was built through Taylor. There you go. It's going to happen though. It's honestly your little sleepy village and whatnot. It's blessed to be there. You know, it sounds beautiful, and you're right near everything you need to be. But it's going to be one time when they're just going to drop in a whole 500 people.
But this is why.
You deal with it.
This is why I've been
And they're
saying
not
it in the
gonna be able to deal with
videos.
it.
I've been saying it in the videos. Can you imagine what would happen if 500 people was to be dropped here? And it's why I've been trying to build bridges with people around here. So
It's
that
possible.
maybe
You got
we
to look
be,
at the big buildings that they're building as well. If they start building big buildings that look like Amazon warehouses and shit like that, then you know they might potentially might not be. They might just be
yeah.
labor.
The other thing is,
accommodation.
there's an army barracks not too far away. I'm looking for them in case they shut it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just stuff like that.
If they shut it, then there's another place for them to go.
Yeah.
It's all these things have got to be looked out for because it's such a sleepy place and whatnot. Hopefully, it doesn't get touched. And
It's sad though, and it's sad, isn't it, though, that we've got no racial tensions and should be enjoying that fact compared to the rest of the country. And instead, I've got to be on watch because someone could change that overnight. Someone could change that overnight with their fucking idea of diversity, you know. And like I said, one military base closes. Could be. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. People be upset with me for saying it, but there could be a spate of rapes about a week later.
Yeah, for sure. There's nothing wrong with. There's nothing wrong with that. If you tell, this is what I was trying to say earlier on. If I say it as blunt as I can, right, by saying, you know what, if you the rape of the children of England, okay, have predominantly been through Islamic people, right? That's a truth. So no matter how you put that, it's okay because it's true. That's what I was trying to work out. I can't work this out. White gold is different to me, so I don't know. Explain yourself.
Yeah,
white gold. Do you know what white gold is?
That.
No, white gold is conservatories. White gold is the UPVC, because in the southeast, right, which he says southwest, but in the southeast, we sold a lot of conservatories and UPVC windows. And yes, I did do it as telesales, angling windows. Boom. But I don't know. I don't know.
Some of our life experiences are a little bit too similar, Danny. I swear to God. But so honestly, a year's gone past. I'm not going to say it on here, but you've obviously, in every way, you've paid for it, up and down. Was it worth it?
Of course, I'm not stopping. I'm going harder and faster and stronger. I just got to strategize myself and
I'm not asking about your sex life. I just want to know about the movement.
That's it. I just got to strategize myself to see where I'm going, to see what I'm doing. You totally put it off now, so I'm just going to be like, yes, it was worth it, 110%. Do you know what? I just want it to be stopped. I'd rather it be stopped than me keep going and going and going and going. I'd rather there's people to say, do you know what? We're going to cut the bullshit and we're just going to go back to how it used to be. And when I say how it used to be, I don't care what era you want to do it, as long as it's when we was all together and there was none of this race-based politics and there was none of this division and there was none of this stuff where one group of people get elevated and the other group of people get forgotten about or even lowered down or whatever.
Danny, I want to pull you on that there, what you said, because as much as we love getting together and doing stuff like this when we get a chance, we don't. Well, it would be nice to do it just as a chat. What I'm getting at is, we don't want to be here, do we? Like, we're doing the job because, say, the MSM won, or because these battles need to be fought, but we want to be living our lives, yeah? We don't want all this. It's not like I'm trying to get at. Some people thrive on this, and this is what they want to make their business of. We'd be happy if all this stopped tomorrow, and we didn't need to come on again.
Exactly. Sorry, this guy, this Danny Tin guy. I don't understand what I don't understand. What's he trying to say?
Is he trying to
say because I'm black, I must be selling drugs or something? Is that it? It's the only other white gold I'm on about.
I think he's a black guy. I think he's a black guy.
What's that drink there? What's that drink? It's a wine, isn't it? No black guy drinks wine. And this is maybe this day and age. Don't know. I don't know. You drink wine? Fine. But yeah, no, you're right. But you're right. I just want to get a reply to this before I go because it's demanding.
Yeah. I don't get that.
But
You've lost me as well, Danny. So you've lost black and white.
There's no way it's uniting on that one. I'd rather just go and watch some TV. Yeah, I was thinking about it the other day. I haven't watched TV like I don't normally watch all that kind of crap. Just like Netflix or when that started going a bit pedo-y and that. Then you go to Amazon and then that's gone a bit wrong. And then there's nothing to watch. No TV. I'd rather just be back and chilled on.
That's what started me doing the podcast because I couldn't watch anything without something being shoved down my throat.
Exactly.
There was no escape in the end.
Exactly, and that's it. I'd just rather come in from work and just watch a bit of rubbish TV and not have to worry about Marxist takeover and not have to worry about. Does anyone know where Sasha Johnson is? Sorry, I was having this conversation earlier on, and no one still knows. Does anyone on there before I go knows where Sasha Johnson is? Because she's not in King's College Hospital. That's 100%. She's not in there.
Able to talk?
I don't know, but there's been a check done on there, and she's not on any ward.
Right.
That they know of under her name.
Unless she's been hidden.
Right, hidden dead vegetable. What? I just want to know. I'll happily send her a Black and White Unite T-shirt. She might have forgotten about the whole Black Lives Matter thing. She might have it might have lost her mind a little bit. she might have lost a little bit of her mind.
Blown away, Danny.
She's blown away. Oh, she's in all hospital. She was in hospital last week. Is it what? King's College London, yeah? Paula. King's College London. King's Hospital London. Brookston one, yeah? Because I speak to the porters and that, and they're like, no, they're not. But maybe. Oh God!
You gotta love it.
Read White Gold, a book. Read White Gold, a book. In the South, dude. Why don't you just say this?
Why don't you look? Listen, we're people that love just getting straight to the point. Just say it, or don't. Book. But we haven't got time for mysteries. We're busy people.
White Gold, book. And I'm one back. Strike Gold. Yeah, go on, fill in the gaps.
Well, I'm filling in the gaps by saying I think that in our first year as Zero News, I think we struggled to get 3,000. I mean, Danny's smashed it. It's not really about the numbers, actually. The biggest thing is about the retention. How long people are prepared to watch you for. And so I will also say thank you, everybody who has stuck with us tonight, because I know it's been a long one. But I talked to Danny a bit while ago about this, about not today specifically, but about doing something, because it had been so long since we've done one. I said, Jesus Christ, it's a world away since we did the last one. And we haven't even really covered that tonight. I mean, it's probably February, something like that. We were raving away because people weren't protesting, and
that's it. But they come on a bit of a shill thing. It's coming a bit of a shill thing, though. It's coming a bit of a shill thing. I'm really going to lock this up in a minute, but there's two things. The first thing is the shill thing. I saw a thing with Heike Klum going up to Sir Keir Starmer's house saying that this Heike Klum, yeah. He says that he's a trained Marxist. He's a highly trained Marxist. And he was the one, he was with Piers Corbyn, and he's the one, the little guy runs about your rights and all that. He doesn't want rights, he loves Marxism. So that's why them demos are not working. And that's why in the winter time, they will not come back out on the street. So as soon as it hits September, there's not going to be another demonstration till next year. 100%. They're not there for the people. They're just there for their own stuff. And the second thing is, I need to apologize to this Danny guy. That Danny guy, I'm definitely gonna read that book, because that book, White Gold, that he so cryptically did, it's about the Barbary Coast pirates stealing the white people from Cornwall. What we was talking about earlier.
Fair play for bringing it up.
So that's a book. If you're going to see it, White Gold, I'm going to go and download it on audiobooks now. But yeah, thank you for the cryptic kind of way around, but cool. Yeah, as Tom said, get straight to the point. There you go.
Yeah, just get to the point, boss. We love that. We love that.
Took them from Cornwall,
fair play.
Put them to Morocco. Took them from Cornwall, took them to Morocco. So yeah, definitely. But yeah, cool. I think I'm gonna go because it's 11:15. I need a cigarette, and they're all in.
Yeah, no problem. And I know you've been.
I've got work tomorrow. I've got work. You got work
tomorrow. So
6 hours. I'm gonna be up for work.
I'm not sure when I'm going to be called for work again. It could be tomorrow. Could be a couple of days. But I need to sort of get myself ready as well. So, Danny. Wow,
always
I
a pleasure.
Think it has been about 4 or 5 months, something like that. I don't even know how long, but it's been good linking up again, pal. And seriously, like, well done on like the first year, because you, compared to me or most people I know, you smashed it, man.
Thank you. I try. Yeah, I don't think when people say that all the time, it's a bit. I don't see that I've done what I need to do yet to have even a little bit smashed it. Do you know what I mean? Not even like made a little crack or whatnot.
I think you've got to. I think the reason we do is because we compare it to the other people that we've seen try.
Oh, maybe.
I think that's what it is.
Maybe. And also, Black Van Man, I know you're watching and you're dodging me. Yeah, you got to speak to me. I've got 4 people on his case, right? 4 people. So everyone just say,
yeah. And Black Van Man, if you don't answer, I'll tell everybody on air what your real name is. So, yeah.
There we go. We've got a bit. No, but honestly, bro, come to me. Come. I've heard a lot about him, and I want to try and say something.
Great guy. He's a great guy. I'd love to see him again. All right.
Everyone does. Everyone that speaks to me speaks about Van Man. Everyone does. He was loved all over. Do you know what I mean? And it's a shame that he's not about. That's all I want in a conversation.
Really is. He was a lovely guy. Easy to talk to. When I talked to him off camera before we did the interview, we realised just how much of our background was the same. Incredible guy, and I miss him. But anyway, thanks everybody. You know, we've had a lot of people come and comment, take part. Sorry we couldn't get to all the comments like we hoped to, but we did give you a link and you were too pussy to join. But in all seriousness, really do appreciate the support and you coming on. And this is Danny's first year, and the things I as I said to you before, I'm working on, and that's all I can really say. But things are good. We're all working hard. And
when the people all find out, when people do find out, their heads will be like, what? I never saw that coming. Actually, I'm going to say it. Tom is going to bring back the minstrel crew, and he's going to be the first person in shoehorn polishing with his big lips and whatnot. But we're waiting for Femi because he's the original. So Femi, we need you in Tom's new minstrel show. Got to go there, innit?
Danny, the man that told me to embrace racism. Right,
wasn't expecting Danny. Anyway,
thanks for joining me, pal. Take care, everybody. Love you all. Thank you so much for joining. I am Tom Shuri. This is
Roscoe. Zero News.
I'm calling it a day for now, everybody. Take care, everyone.
Into the wonderful. Into the wonderful. Into the wonderful. Into the wonderful. Into
straight away. We're not messing about today. All lives matter. Please.
Into the wonderful.
People up there, the BBC, are the biggest Marxists today. If I can't stand here with an all lives matter banner, what state is the UK in today?
Rainbow dildo butt monkey. Nope, I'm not making it up. I carry my freedom with me wherever I go, even if that's into a police cell, and no one can take that away from me.